worked.
Yeah, let's just do this.
Yep. All right, we'll let these guys know.
Okay. Do not hit this. Hit it. People are signed into this one. And then cancel that stream, get rid of it. And then open up the chat so we could see the chat.
I hear, I see. Yeah, I'm working on it. Oh man, guys, it wouldn't go live, so we just tried it on the phone and it went live. On the phone, I tried like 10 ways. Obviously, I've done so many live things and it's not working.
Cancel it.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Say hello to everybody. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I hear you. Good. I'm working on trying to cancel the other one. I mean, everyone's in the chat. I just told them to check the other thing. We'll just dump this one. Too bad it didn't work. Annoying. All right, so we have questions from people.
And then can you pull up the chat on the screen?
Yeah.
Computer?
Yeah. We'll do that. Because we won't be able to watch. There is chat here. Oh man, my face is great. Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, it's so delayed. Yeah, cover my face on
Cover Jaimie's face.
on the screen.
We'll cover everybody's. We only need to see the live chat.
That's all I want to see.
Hey! Okay. Yeah, it was being not helpful for us. Your face is great. Okay, oh well. So, we had to do it on the phone.
So we are literally in Matt's office, hunched over. Hello, can you see us now? Hunched over with his phone. I made like a makeshift little mount for his phone to sit.
So we're like leaning down in it.
We're all up in yo.
Okay, everybody can hear us. Okay, so we have questions that people asked ahead of time up here, and then we'll go to live ones. So 80% of the answers and questions were like, yes, go live, yes, do it. That would be awesome. And that's cool and all, but we didn't get any questions. There's only a few here, and some of them are like car questions, and I think maybe people didn't get the, like, maybe ask.
People always ask you car questions.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway.
You're going to the bathroom. What cam for my 5'3"?
So anyway, well, everybody, this is my wife Jaimie with 2 eyes. Are you a better driver than Matt? Wow. So yeah, we just wanted to do this for fun, and it's tough to get both of us on here on a schedule, so we just decided to not schedule it, and we figured tonight was good.
Yeah, it's too hard. We have a child, we have a baby monitor, and I'm always tired because I'm nonstop. So here we are. So do you want to go through the questions now? Or I mean, none of them are really that serious.
Yeah, we'll go through them. Joe Franklin asks, what time of day is it too late to drink coffee?
Never.
Yeah, I can drink it before I go to bed and then go to bed. I can't sleep sometimes anyway, so it doesn't matter if I drink it.
I drink coffee when I'm mad, when I'm happy, when I'm tired, when I'm too energized.
I don't drink it for energy at all. I just like the taste. Why do you drink your own urine? Because it's sterile and I like the taste. This is from Dodgeball. Or people just think maybe that's me.
You're weird.
Anyway, people know that. So, yeah, that's an easy answer to that. Matt, what is Jaimie's monthly allowance? William asks that. I guess I give you some Dino money and we split some bills. Other than that, you don't really have an allowance. Jaimie makes 3 times what I make. So, that's not really a thing.
Yeah, well, my allowance is driving the race Kia because I'm obsessed with that little thing. The tan Kia Soul, the one that like he's had since brand new. That's my favorite car to drive, like, because I feel like it's like a little rocket ship. Out of all of the cars I own. You can. So, out of all the cars I own, I actually like taking the Kia out because sometimes it just like maneuvers, like it's like a spaceship.
It's a time travel
Yeah,
machine.
you're like, how did I get here so fast? And you're like, I'm in the Kia.
People think it's a joke, but
Are there any other questions on there besides car stuff?
yeah, keep asking questions, guys, and then we'll scroll back up in the chat for sure. There isn't too many. Someone just says ask all the. Oh, he asked a whole bunch of questions. I'll just rifle through these because they're all for me.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
he says, would you do the divided hot side setup on the white 2500 again? And yeah, I think there were definite advantages to it. It definitely worked really well. So I'd love to do it again. There's like a little gnat on my screen. I would definitely do it again. I think there's some merit to it. It would almost be interesting to do it on a car that has it and then didn't have it. So, will someone, what are the people saying?
No, just go, keep going.
Will someone 3D print a file for a drill guide to add 8 more injectors with a factory fuel rail? I don't know. I don't 3D print or design anything. Could you imagine me trying to engineer a diagram for people? Does it make sense to add PWM to a big fuel pump setup? DC motor, speed control, I don't know. I don't know. It's nice to PWM stuff. You have to make sure whatever solid state you're using can handle that kind of amps and for the amount of time you're going to use it. It does make sense to PWM, but I think it's easier to stage pumps in my opinion.
Yeah, keep going through your car question.
Will someone rent a gas diaphragm pump and will use it as a playground sand? Okay, I'm going on. Does electric smog vacuum pump used as a fan evac? I always wanted to test that. We got that brake booster pump and I could not figure out how to make it work as a standalone. Will straight methanol make more power as a race day setup over E? Yes, absolutely. As far as I know, I haven't done it.
Does your son giggle with glee when you mash the right pedal? So Dylan, our son, is obsessed with me driving faster, and he always knows based on which car we're in. So he's always like, faster, faster, faster. Everyone's going slow.
Pass all these people. Is there a reasonably simple way to incorporate drive shaft speed sensor and use the acceleration of the shaft to make? Yeah, you can do almost anything with Holley stuff. You just have to mix it all correctly. What do you think about cages and mostly street
I hate
cars?
them.
Jess Neal asks that.
I like Jess Neal.
He's on there a lot. So yeah, I think like a hoop that's pretty far away from your head is a decent idea for like if the Mustang, I might do a hoop that's pretty far back. Just in case, but a street car is a liability and a dangerous item to have a cage because you can easily, you can get into like a 15-mile-an-hour fender bender and doink your head on that and die.
I just don't see why people do them in street cars.
I don't like it. How much is Matt's allowance?
Anything else? How does a boost controller work? I mean, you could really look that up online.
Well, I think he's probably trolling. I just copied it.
People come up to him in public like Mitch in Old School. So people come up to Matt in the most random, awkward, different ways possible. So
yes, they do.
They do like a. So here's an example. So I bought an Audi RS3 this past year, and I actually had to go to a Subaru dealership to meet up with a body person there for their paint work. And we're standing in the middle of a Subaru dealership, and this guy almost hits Matt with a car as he's like in the parking lot.
Broke his neck.
Yeah, he broke his neck, and as he's walking by, he goes, Are you Matt Happel?
He parks the car and comes back out.
Yeah, and it was a salesman. He's like, "Are you Matt Happel?" And Matt goes, "No." And I'm like, "Why?" Because obviously Matt doesn't care. And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, because I thought you were." And then we were like, "We're just messing with you."
Yeah, I was my typical jerk. Like, I look like that guy, but everyone always asks me, and I'm like, my name is Tom Simpson or something. And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else. I'm sorry to bother you, blah, blah, blah." And he walked like 50 feet away, and I was laughing. And Jaimie's like, "Come back, it's him."
Yeah, and he was actually really nice.
He was super nice. Yeah, he wasn't a jerk or anything. I was a jerk, of course. My initial response is always to be a jerk. I cannot, right?
Yeah. And then the last question from the thing was, when are you going to move again? I'm ready to upgrade to a Kmart-sized driveway. And that's who I actually sold our old house to, and he has first dibs on our current house if we decide to move, but we are not moving yet.
Yeah, Harry bought our old house with the 1,000-square-foot garage.
And he ended up being one of the coolest people we've met. And I gave him the hardest time when we were selling the house, because I sold the house for sale by owner, and I was a new mom. I was in the middle of working.
We have both houses.
I couldn't add any more to my plate, and I decided to sell a house by myself. And Harry met the wrath of Jaimie, and I actually love him.
He stuck through
much.
it. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is awesome.
He helps us. We help him still to this day.
He showed up with his Tesla and said, "Jaimie, let's go for a drive." I said, "Okay."
Here's a good one.
Hey, why don't we go up and start reading? I think it's a good idea.
No, yeah.
And I'm super awkward, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not like this guy that can just like get on camera and just talk. I'm not.
I'm just a loudmouth, so I just ignore everything and talk.
And I'm
it's
not.
Easy for me.
All right, so where should we start?
Your face is great.
Kia
Quote
Soul
of the day.
Turbo.
Oh man, my face is great. Sloppy UTG. Oh, we must be streaming when Uncle Tony is.
Looks like we're staying up late. No, probably not.
Kia Soul Turbo. That's happening.
Just,
Jaimie doesn't want me to ruin the battleship. We
I
call it the
love-
battleship because I have 2 Kias now. A lot of you might or might not know. Works even if it's just the phone. The phone worked surprisingly well before when I did stuff. Can you talk about Cletus's new vid? James had a stuck injector. I like those guys. I don't want to go there. And here's the thing. I feel like I have like a manifest destiny. Like I talk about an issue and it creates itself. It happens at the Dino. And I was like, a couple of my friends do methanol cars, and they're like, those BAs clog continually and hurt motors, and then it does it to him. And well, he had to service them like every other pass. He had to service them twice before a pass last time. I'm just not a fan. Or also sometimes, admittedly, those guys are just have the spicy tune-up in it, like they're wheeling and smashing stuff, and so yeah, they could just have it on torch
It happened
mode.
a little bit ago, didn't it?
It was like just the other day. Remember, he made the post about
Yeah, you said
wanting a
something.
motor.
Yeah.
They just put up the video. I only got to watch like a quarter of it, guys. But yeah, I mean,
All right, so let's keep going. Are you a better driver than Matt? You can't pay attention to every bug.
you're answering.
Am I a better driver than Matt? I think so. Absolutely. Now at the
More
drive-thru.
careful. Let's say more careful.
Yeah, more aware of my surroundings. I don't aggressively go to hit other people in traffic.
I'll push you out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care.
And I'm like, don't touch my fucking car.
I'll tell you you're wrong. I'll tell you your car sucks.
Favorite pizza and ice cream? I like margarita pizza, and I like soft serve swirl.
Where's that
What
one?
about you? It's right there. Go back up.
Oh, I said it's Jaimie with 2 eyes, and this guy
Yeah,
goes,
go up.
she does have
Go
2
up. You're
eyes.
missing questions.
Oh. Can
Yeah,
you
what's your
talk
favorite
about-
pizza and ice cream?
Oh, chocolate vanilla soft serve swirl
And
with
then-
nothing else, and plain pizza.
Okay. And no,
Sometimes steak meat.
we have not tried the coffee yet because it's not hot coffee season right now. We've been like obsessed with stoked iced coffee.
How did you guys meet? Oh boy, you want to answer that?
How about you answer that?
Corny enough on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 1,000 car friends, and she did, and we never knew each other.
We grew up in a town next door.
And then I really don't know. It was kind of like,
Do you like burnouts?
yeah. I don't know how we initially started talking, but then you made like a comment on something. We were posting in a friend's thing in a thread, and I was posting like a burnout, or someone did.
And I said, that sounds like a date.
You said no. You said it sounds like a good time or a date or something like that. And I said it was something like that. And I was like, we're rambling now, but people enjoy this oddly enough. So I was like, if burnouts and ice cream is your idea of a good time, I'll put a
Bench
ring on
seats
it.
and burnouts.
If bench seats and burnouts are your idea of a good time, I'll put a ring on it. And that's basically what happened. So
Well, this
Yeah.
isn't my ring. I just wear the rubber ring, the silicone
Yeah, we
one.
both have that, so nothing gets ruined. I mean, I would
I
ruin.
whack my hands.
I would ruin anything.
All right. How is...
Who cuts your hair?
Who cuts your hair or my hair?
I cut my own hair.
I go to a fancy salon.
Jaimie's fancy.
I pay the money. It's worth it when you have as long hair as I do.
How's the little guy doing?
He's awesome. He did his first wheelie on a four-wheeler.
Yeah, like a day or two ago. Okay,
Right.
we're not that far off. I highlighted it so we could go back.
Keep going down.
You can dodge a wrench. Sugar mamas are dank. That's a lot of tacos.
Oh my God, I can't even answer that question,
If your
Josh.
household has to go...
No.
Just read it. Just read it. Don't...
If your household had to go down to 2 cars, which 2 would you keep? Battleship.
That's for you? You get 2? Or are we both... Is it 2 total? Well, let's answer
Household.
both.
If our household went down to 2 cars, our household has all 10.
I would do the new Kia and the F-150.
And I would probably do Battleship and my Evo.
Oh yeah, because that's your unicorn. But yeah, so we'll say that.
What do I do for work? I work for a very big insurance company, and I specialize in small commercial insurance.
How much is Matt's allowance? I mean, if you guys follow the channel, you know that Jaimie buys me a car like once a year.
Yes, I do.
She pays for quite a bit. So allowance is funny. It's not a monetary value. It's it's all over the board. What do you do for work? What's the scariest car you ever tuned? I'm assuming that's for me.
Yeah. What about that S10 with
Scariest?
the drive shaft that popped out and everything
Well,
broke?
I wasn't really scared. I was like laughing in my head. Scariest? Like scariest on the dyno or on the street? That's tough. I don't know. I don't really get nervous, to be honest. I know that sounds like egomaniac, but I don't get nervous about that.
No, when you get in like extreme positions, like you just act normal. Like,
Yeah.
nothing really scares you.
Yeah,
And
I
then
don't
I'm
know.
complete
None of them
opposite.
on the dyno. None of them have really scared me. A couple times when I used to go make street hits with people to make sure stuff was good on the road. I was in Ronnie Burns' Nova and it made like 856 and it only weighed like low 2,000 pounds, completely fiberglass shoebox Nova that weighed nothing. And we went out on the highway and hit it and he immediately tagged high gear. We probably going 160 plus. And it was 378 and 22 and someone moved all the way into they did that slide
Not like
from
the car is not like a bright orange and you can't miss it.
and he went 3 lanes over in front of us and Ronnie had to stay in it and drive through the marbles to get around this person and hope we didn't. We were both like, we didn't even get scared. We're both like, this is the situation. So maybe that was the scariest moment. Can you show us your custom nails?
They're just white.
She has different nails like
I'm
every day or
chunking my
two.
stuff, yeah. Well, I paint my nails like once or twice a week, and I usually let our son pick out the color. And I can't keep nail polish on because I do too much with my hands, so I paint them about twice a week.
Where's the fox suit? It's a raccoon suit,
And
bro.
it's in the basement. Matt is creeped out by it.
Any cracking tonight? Nope.
Straight water.
It's just I have
Coke Zero.
Coke, cherry Coke. How many vehicles have you guys built together? Oh
So,
man,
this
since
is
we've been
fun.
together.
So,
Write it down or something.
no, the tan Fairmont you
Yeah.
changed it, but then the ugly black Fairmont, and then the white Fairmont, and then the 240, the Colorado, the G35, my red pickup, my turbo truck. I've been around for like the ones that you
For
did for
all of them
Arnie.
after that, all of Arnie's stuff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
The only thing you didn't help with was 8s for 8 because you hated the car before it was even up here.
Yeah, it needed a pond.
If you guys remember, her answer was pond for everything.
Pond. The car broke you down.
Yeah, pretty much all of them.
Why
Jaimie
did you
helps out with.
betray me, Matt, and get rid of the LSA supercharger on the G?
I've just had that too long, and I wanted to sell it like a year in, and now like I don't know what to do with it. Do you want to come and buy it and slap an LSA back on it?
Would I LS swap the Evo? No. 4G63.
What's Jaimie's fastest quarter mile pass? You've only raced like twice?
Yeah, I'm not into it. It's not my
She doesn't
thing.
care. I think the fastest pass she's ever made was in Fairmont 5 when it was stock. And it went like
No, Troy's black truck.
Oh, I don't remember what you ran in that, to
Neither
be
do I.
honest. Matt, have you messed with Terminator X on a Ford? Oh, I did I mean, not a 4.6, but I did a 5.4 Navigator engine, and I did a big dry shot on it. Have you sent a letter to your representative about the RPM Act? I have not yet, but that's important. Oh, this guy, Tony Nichols, sent us $5 and says, keep up the good work.
I've been trying to reach you about your vehicle's extended
Oh,
warranty.
God.
I actually rarely get those, and when I do, I actually answer and I ask if they have a warranty for my 1991 Volkswagen Jetta. They hang up on me.
What am I drinking? We went over this Coke.
Yeah, we did.
Cherry Coke Zero. Fantastic. Do a live stream during a game. Well, I don't like watching people get paid millions of dollars to play with their balls. Is Jaimie too hot for Matt? That's a yes. That's a yes. Tri-State Tuners meet at Applebee's.
Oh, damn. Oh, it's Kramer. I was like,
Is that
wait a
right
second.
now, or are you joking? What's y'all's favorite music or band?
Oh, man. So, like, I listen to everything. I
Me
listen to
too,
everything
pretty
from, like,
much.
Frank Sinatra to Mariah Carey. It all depends on my mood. Post Malone. Right now I'm obsessed with that astronaut in the ocean song or whatever the hell it is. But like we listen to like rock, we listen to everything.
Does your son like the Cars movies?
No. He did when he was really little, but he doesn't like movies. He likes educational YouTube videos.
Imagine that. I got him stuck on that stuff.
Where are you?
Right here.
Oh. Favorite restaurants, TV shows, and places to vacation. So we like Thai a lot. We like diners.
Taco places.
Taco places.
Made by real Mexicans, not that American
We need that green sauce.
garbage taco. Tomateo sauce, yes.
TV shows. We don't like the same stuff.
We
but
don't watch
like,
TV, technically.
We watch like cooking shows.
Both of us together, or what you and I watch?
Yeah, what you and I watch together.
That's what I mean, like what you watch or what I watch. We'll just say like, I just watch YouTube a lot because I think I watch Netflix movies or I download them. Am I gonna get audited for downloading movies?
Place to vacation. We don't really like going away. Like we go
Not
away
much
for like
anymore.
2 days.
We do what we call the hot foot tour because both of us are interested. We're both squirrel kinda. So we'll go we went to Disney and we did like entirety of, what we go for 4 days?
And we were done in 2.5.
In 2.5 we were done, and like we rented a car and drove to Daytona Beach and went to Real Street Performance and ate tacos on Daytona Beach, and we contemplated
Driving home.
cashing out on the rest of the whole trip and just throwing it away and driving the rental car home just for fun. Florida would love to have you. We would love to have Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time. The Northeast is wearing us out. Any plans for more
We're not
kids?
gonna talk about that. Next one. When are you going to do a tuning tour through the states? Hit up random shops to tune. Matt doesn't like people enough to do that.
The idea of that is cool, but I don't think I want to do that. Ruin the soul. We're mostly the way through ruining it, and that hurts
So
Jaimie's
sad.
feelings.
I love that car.
Okay. I'm glad I highlighted it because sometimes it does that.
Keep going.
Joke about, would you ever consider moving to the Coyote? Sure, if it wasn't like $1 million, or if someone else paid for it, or someone else worked on it.
The worst part of my Jetta swap is probably
Is anything annoying to do? It's
finding like little leaks.
It's not that the swap was difficult, it's that we replaced all of the parts during the way because Jaimie has what we call Jaimie luck. Some of you have it too, where it's Murphy's Law times 10. So she replaced a lot of the parts just on principle to have like a basically brand new car. And then like all sorts of little stuff. Yeah, a lot of leaks, like a brake line and then a drum piston in the back, and then we put brand new crack pipe and stuff on it, and then it leaked, and then just
just little things. I mean, it has 100 miles on the swap, so I mean, it's Jaimie luck.
Yeah, it's been good, but it's just small stuff.
I haven't made an update video yet.
We
so
want it to
let's
be
not-
perfect, so we don't have to put it in and out of the garage. We don't like taking apart 5 things at once, so.
Yeah, that will pain both of us. Jaimie, do 60 miles. Yeah.
Of
like
course,
burnouts.
Jaimie does nice rollers.
You want to go go-karts? We've
We
never
don't-
been.
We don't really go-kart together. We should try sometime. We probably just end up bumper carring each other to death.
Yeah, I would fucking hit you with one.
She
in a
would just,
heartbeat.
yeah, she would
Wrench.
wall me in a second. Build a coyote car. I will one day, for sure. I'm interested in them, but they're expensive.
Where's the potato guy? Who's the potato guy?
I don't know the potato. Oh, Potato R33. He's always in here. He might not know because this was scheduled. Gee, Matt, you'd never know. Oh, I think that's the same guy that asked if Jaimie's too hot for me. What makes your marriage work? You want to answer that, or is it too personal?
I don't know. I'm just.
I don't know. We don't know how it works. It does. We work at it. Marriage, you have to work
I
at.
left Facebook from last COVID. Came back to be unable to see a fine sloppy. How do I get back? I don't know. Do you guys plan to have a? Do you
Is
still?
he talking about the original sloppy that he can't get because it's a private group now?
I don't
Sloppy Public is what you should search
Do you
for.
still have the turbo Chevy truck? No, I actually sold it. We took the turbo kit off of it, and I sold it to my friend's mom, and she still has it. She actually cleaned it up. She took the wheels off. She had the bed lined. Nice.
Well, we've had a bunch of turbo Chevy trucks, so which one do you want to ask about?
Well, I had a turbo.
We don't have any more turbo Chevy trucks. The only turbo truck we have is the F-150. That's the EcoBoost. I love you guys more than my own married friends. Have you ever broken a strap on the Dino before? I just did recently. Oh, yeah, I just did recently. It happens. It's not a big deal. Car wiggles a little bit. It's not like those Dino fail videos at all. I'm like, oh, we're wiggling. Not a big deal.
What's the most horsepower car you have drove? Me was about 1,000. And what was yours?
You drove to Colorado.
That's 1,000.
Yeah, I did too. I think that's about it. I'm bad verbatim sometimes. I think that's it. The Colorado.
What's Jaimie's favorite alcoholic drink? Might be a surprise to you guys all, but all of you, I don't drink alcohol at all. And that's a personal decision. I did at one point, but I don't now. I would like to see, wait, there's no...
Right here, talk about this guy. He paid money.
I didn't see.
666.
Just wanted to support you being a jerk and give you something to keep in the good graces of the church. Okay.
The Jersey Shuffle, yeah, yep. They're talking about when we went left all the way far right. There's no such thing as an ugly Fairmont. I would like to see a video of Jaimie tuning a car. I don't think you have any interest in tuning anything, do you?
No, I've sat with you and I've done stuff with you as we were driving, like when you do street tuning,
Yeah,
and it sucks.
it's work.
Yeah, well, back then it was all of like the maps and all the math, and I hate numbers.
Yeah, some people don't really. Not a question, but I really, really want your CD09 twin disc setup. Do you have a stock single disc setup and you want to trade plus cash? Because I don't really need the twin disc anymore.
Most annoying type of person to deal with at car events. So Matt doesn't really go to any. I go to most of them. Most annoying type of person is when you go to a place and you don't want to see them and they awkwardly like make themselves known to you. Or
I don't really like to go
or
places.
when people hang around your car to
It's-
ask you a bunch of questions.
That's one of my weird social things.
People don't really bother me much. I go to a lot of car events. Matt doesn't.
Yeah, I don't. I want to meet people, but it's exhausting for me. It's funny how introverted, extroverted I am on a coin toss.
Oh, is that Hangman Performance? Is that
Mike Page. Yep, yeah, that's Mike Page. Just
He's
want to
at
know when I
E90.
have to fly. Well, that's his.
I know. That's why I saw the E90. and I'm
Jaimie
like,
loves BMWs, and we have talked about it many times. And you're the first person we're gonna call when she gets one, obviously.
Yeah, I was looking. I don't like the prices yet, so I'm looking. I just don't like what I see.
What do you think is a better platform for a complete noob, a 2500 short bed or a 90 Civic? Honestly, short bed. I don't. Is there 2500 short beds? I thought they were all long beds. You have to do so much. You have to get a short bed, and then you have to 6080E swap it to make it a short bed. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I think maybe you can get a Vortec Max truck. I don't know. The trucks are great, but a Civic, you can pick up the entire engine and trans and drop it in yourself. And they're fun as long as you keep the horsepower low and you're not a retard. And they cost like 20 bucks to rebuild a D series. And yeah. We talked about favorite movies. Would you fight Jake Paul for $1 million? Sure, I would just let him punch me and I would hit the floor and I would tap out and take $1 million. I'd just take one hit and tap out and make $1 million. That seems pretty easy to me. You made no stipulations that I have to turn into meat and slug it out with him for 5 minutes or something. I don't even. Is Jake Paul the retard YouTuber that?
He's a YouTuber. I watch him.
He's the guy that like filmed a dead body and got canceled and just everyone hates
Everybody
him.
gets canceled on YouTube, Matthew. Didn't you know that?
It's cancel culture.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt, for starting the Turbo Yo LS based motor on the cheap movement. Helped a lot of us have fun with our beaters again. No problem. Yeah, I just saw a lot of people that were like thought they had to spend $1 million because everyone else repeated it. Matt, do you keep torque management for the upshifts on an 80E? No. Nope. Ugh.
You guys moved to Florida. I'll buy you tacos. I love Florida. Do you guys enjoy cooking fancy stuff? No, not really. I actually cook 3 different meals because Matt eats a certain way, our son eats a certain way, and I eat it a certain way. So I do a lot of cooking, and no, it's nothing really fancy. It's pretty simple. My stuff's probably the fanciest.
I don't think we have time right now to do. I like cooking fancy things. My version of fancy things.
What is your fancy things?
taking
Rice
some
Krispie
time-
treats?
Yeah, man, Rice Krispie treats.
Putting dash in eggs?
Yeah, man.
That's Matt's fancy.
I like to think that I have a good time. You know.
This is John from Club SI. Why no more ads or partnerships? Because Matt.
I'm not about it.
So Matt gets contacted a lot, and people think that he makes all this money to promote products, and it's just not him. He just likes to do what he does, and he just likes to have fun doing it. He doesn't like to be held down.
Once it becomes jobby or obligations or stuff like that, one of my stipulations if someone wants to help me with stuff is that I like to ask eventually for a discount code for their product for you guys, and that I have to be able to say whatever I want even if I never use it. And they can say to me, I want you to test something, but if it doesn't go well, don't talk about it. And that's fine. I don't want to hang anyone out to dry. But if they're like, this is good, let me know what you think about it. And I think it's bad, I will just say I think it's bad. But then I usually give a reason, and I might say, hey, it might work for you guys, but I don't like it.
Matt gives you him unfiltered.
Well, remember the Milwaukee thing? I've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, it's...
No, maybe Milwaukee will sponsor me again if I don't say bad things about them again. Florida's best move you can do. Many props.
What's the most important tool in your garage besides your brain?
I would say like all the Milwaukee tools.
Which Milwaukee tool?
Well, that's you can't. That's like asking what your favorite kid or car is.
But if you had to pick one in each hand, which ones would they be?
The Sidewinder, ratchet, and the 3/8 stubby fuel.
All right.
I just never put them down.
If money was not an object, what brand new car would you buy? I know I would get a GT3 RS. I'm not that. I mean, that's not really that much. I mean, it is a lot, but that's what I really want. I love Porsches, so.
That's tough.
But
I like so much
those new,
weird things.
Remember, you love Troy's Mustang.
Well, I think those cars are cool. If I had a bunch of money,
GT500?
I would get one of those maybe, but I don't think like
Anything crazy that you can think of?
top car. I love top end Porsches too. I don't mean to copy you, but I think that would surprise a lot of people. I would get like the most obnoxious colored high
I'd
end
get like the
streetable.
Miami blue or like the FU green.
I don't want a GT3 RS because they're like not a good street car. It's like a race car. So I would get like the whatever iteration of the 997 or whatever twin turbo street car. And then I would drop it off at AIM Performance in New Jersey. And they would integrate a Motec and build the engine and hang billet turbos on it. And I could make 1,700 all-wheel horsepower. Yeah, so I'd have a top-end Porsche. It's really not that a lot of money to... I'd fight him for a steak dinner and a S10 Blazer with a bad rod knock. I know you're trolling now. If you like proving people wrong, why not prove yourself wrong and try to do an F-150 Coyote 6R80E swap for not $1 million? Maybe one day we'll venture into the Ford stuff. 500 tacos, 100%. What's your favorite Milwaukee tool?
You just answered it.
We just ran into a huge rear crossmember rust hole on my Colorado. Had to get a welding shop to put a new one in. RIP delays. Oh, this is
Just keep going. EcoBoost opinions. We love that truck.
I like that. I like the EcoBoost a lot. It's incredible. At least ours is. Matt, you ran a lot of Turbo 400s. Do you like Power Glides? Not really. I think a Power Glide is expensive to build, and you have to have the right car and setup to use a glide. I think a 400 is more diverse, especially if you have a 1-2 brake, like a Griner billet 1-2 brake. You essentially have a glide, and then you have a 400 with a first gear also. You can do second gear trans brake leave. A bunch of you might not know that.
Lots of car questions.
What do you think about 4L70E? It's a 60E. It's still a 60E. There's nothing better
and
about
the guy
it.
that can't find the sloppy groups, you're probably banned. If you can't find them, you've been probably blocked or banned from both of them because they'll come up if you type in sloppy.
Yeah. I should do another what turbo stuff should I get 2021. I should. I say that every year since 2017. Largely, a lot of it's the same, but yeah, I should do one where I clarify.
Yeah, you should.
That's why I highlight, because it does
Yeah.
that every now and then. Yo.
Stop moving it. A car both of you guys would like to own if you could.
Well, we
just
said
the
high-end Porsches, yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at E90s.
90s. Yes, an E90 because it's the only way we can get Mike Page to come out here. I would love an E46, but let's ask Mike Page why he didn't do that. But
I think
yeah.
it's so overdone that he jumped on the E90 because not that many people make a kit.
All right, well, yeah. So E90 only, and I'm very particular, so I'm just looking for the right deal.
Is the 88102 VS too big for SBE 60 Gen 4? Well, that's like a big goals question there, bud. It'll light it off and it'll work, no problem. I mean, I had a 80102 on my 2500 truck and it was a beast. Thanks for all you've done. For car enthusiasts everywhere, thank you for saying something nice. I wasn't trying to put down Cletus. I watched them. Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of what I talk smack on is rooted in some truth.
I mean, everyone says he's really nice, but he is actually really nice.
Oh, Cleater, yeah, but they're talking about
Oh.
An injector.
Yeah, I know about the whole motor thing, yeah.
The BAs, we'll call them, that are known for doing that. And some people are like, it's just the name of the game with methanol. But Devin went on at length about having twin Bosch injectors per hole, and he has this many issues, and they never clog, and he never needs to service them, other than you do have to flush alcohol cars because it will destroy things.
Just keep going.
I'm really impressed with that Turbo Cavalier. What was he using for ECM? He was using a micro squirt. It's like the really small condensed cassette version of a Mega Squirt 2 board, I think it is. You can look them up. California shouldn't be the proper cam. Who are you? Who are some of the YouTubers that I watch? Oh, this is one that I struggle with. Off the top of my head, I can't remember all their names. I watch like AVE. I watch Let's bring it up quick. I can read you guys who's on my sub list here. I watch that racing channel. I watch PFI Speed. I watch
Octonauts,
well for
Brave Wilderness,
oh yeah, Coyote Peterson.
Blippi.
I have a 3-year-old, so where is I want to give you guys some good ones. So I do watch Uncle Tony. I do watch Boosted Boys every now and then. I don't really like breaking front-wheel drive Hondas a whole lot. I think what they do is cool, but I can't really identify with it. And I'm like, I think they are part of the whole, we just break stuff and people love the drama stuff. I don't mean anything bad about that. People like to watch soap operas and they break a lot of stuff.
I'm
And
just reading some of the weird crap that comes.
infographics show, I like that. I started watching Sheepy Race. I watch some gaming channels because I'm interested in
I
gaming,
like Sheepy Race.
but I'm not good at it. So I like to watch people that are good at it. So every now and then I watch Dr. Disrespect or I watch Choco Taco, but I can quickly wear out on that stuff if it's not
Let's go back to the...
interesting. I watch TED Talks. I watch Torque Test channel is one I found recently. Is like Project Farm. Oh man, let me look through real quick. Lad Bible, that's a good one. Vice is sometimes good or bad.
Can you go back to the questions?
I watch Cleater. Okay.
You can make a whole video on the YouTube site.
Yeah, I
that you watch.
have like a billion
back to
subscriptions. I watch so much different stuff. Do you think it's worth to run the pumps in line? I do not. I'm not a fan of running them in line at all. Can you guys do a cooking video or two? I believe the Cav. Thanks, BT.
I don't want Matt in my kitchen.
She will not let me anywhere near it when she's home. And she yells at me every time I touch it when she's not home.
I have extreme OCD, and I don't like anything out of its spot.
Do you still like Parker Pushlock? Yeah, absolutely. That 801, Parker 801. I'm sorry, where were we? Oh, what 6-liter are you using? He's answering the other guy. What loping cam gives some bottom end? Watch Richard Holdener's videos. He's an expert on that stuff. A lot of the truck cams, there's even what's called an NSR cam from Thule, of course. No springs required truck cams. They deliver a ton of bottom end. They're designed to work with the truck intake. They're designed to lope, but be drivable and economical and not give you any kind of, well, I said drivable. Are there any specific plans for the new Edge?
Cut the front end off.
Well, I did that already.
I
I would
know.
say like mostly stock looking interior, mostly stock all
Burnouts.
around.
That's the plan, is burnouts and ice cream.
Mostly just a street car to have fun with for no reason because it's a lot of, I mean, I would just do, it'd be cool to go a high 7.
My goal for Matt with that car when I bought it for him was to have fun. Was to actually have fun, because 8s for 8 was not fun for him. And I wanted to get him something that he could have some fun in. And it hasn't made him angry yet.
This guy's happy about GT3 RS.
Well, of course, who wouldn't be?
You'd be surprised. I used to think too that Porsche owners were very stuffy, stuck up.
No, they just have taste.
A lot of them are really cool. I used to be like, a Porsche owner, and a lot of them are really awesome. I got into like Dow Porsche and all those other guys that are super cool. And a lot of the Porsche people are down to earth because a lot of the Porsches are like total work mules for a track. Like you can just hammer them. And see, what I started to dyno some of those Porsches, and the whole front end is like destroyed and rock chipped and everything. And they're like, they just drive the hell out of them.
I drive mine.
Which non-LS vehicle that has been on Struggle Street on the dyno impressed you the most? Oh, on the Struggle Street dyno.
20%.
Huh.
All right. Got a charge.
I forgot about that. That it really wears out the phone quick, obviously, so I had to plug in there quick. Non-LS vehicle that impressed me the most.
Wasn't there something recently that Beretta or something?
That was cool. It didn't make a whole ton of power, but it was just cool. I remember those cars from, I said on the video, like
What was it? Was it a Beretta? Or a Cavalier?
a Cavalier, like a 91 Cavalier Z24 5-speed, like the coolest
Oh, it was
91.
5-speed?
Yeah, it's like the coolest 90s car ever. GT3 RS, definitely a good choice. I think it came out of a 1500. Oh my god, he put bearings in it. Are you planning on mounting the ECU for your new Edge?
Go over all that stuff in your
Yeah, just watch the new Edge videos. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm probably gonna call Devin and be like, please help me. Tell me. I think he's built probably a few. Tell me what to do. Oh,
Well,
it does it automatically
it's right
sometimes.
there.
Yeah, in Florida you can drive anything on the road as long as it has a windshield and a mirror. I know that. Check out Holdener's video on intakes. Yeah, 1-2 brake is awesome.
Once my broken neck is healed, well, Tim, we wish you a really good recovery.
Wow, who's that? I didn't see that.
It's right after the highlighted one.
Wow, dude. Broken neck. Wow. Definitely get better.
How many emails are auto-blocked from your inbox? Actually, I don't block any of the emails. I
Yeah.
archive them all so I can remember who not to answer.
It's tough to go through that. I hope people understand that. We enjoy being a part of Team Sloppy. I'm glad you enjoy it. Did you end up going to LS Fest West? No. Nope. Don't have time to go, unfortunately. I mean, I don't see... Part of me doesn't really like those events. It's usually like hot and you have to walk around, and I don't know. I don't know why I don't like that stuff. What's your go-to solution for drive shafts? I used to go to a trucking company nearby, and a guy he probably made 40 drive shafts for me, Associated Trucking in Allentown, next to Top Diner. That guy's awesome. Bob is the man. I just talked to him about what I want, and he makes it. Now there's a guy that's a fan of Sloppy. I don't really want to say his name, but he works at a trucking company, and he sends me whatever I measure and ask him for. He's super cool, and he just does it to pay back. He's so cool.
Yes, we.
I'd come visit anytime. DSM, turbo, trucks,
Oh yeah, I forgot my pitch
BMWs.
likes DSMs.
I only made it once to come for a Dino Day years ago. Taylor Ray, I watch Taylor, obviously. LS Fest in Vegas, yes.
I like that you two have a common interest, but also enjoy different ends of the car spectrum. Yeah, Matt and I are.
She says it in her videos, too.
Yeah, we're pretty different when it comes to certain things, but then we're similar when it comes to other things. I do like going to events with Matt because we like trolling people in public.
We're the troll duo. Because I like to do that to like Cameron and other people too. But everybody knows me too well now. But I'd be like, hey, that's that guy. And I point to Cameron from out of audio distance, and I'd like shoot people his way. And then they go over and talk to him. He look at me like he wants to kill me. I
And
can't
I
do
go to
that.
a lot of like bigger car meets that aren't just like LS. Like I have a big group of Volkswagen friends, and I have a Porsche, and I've been in the DSM world, and guess what, Matt? Not everybody knows who you are.
Yeah, it's nice.
I have a lot of friends.
That's why she likes to go by herself, so she can actually have
Yeah,
fun.
I can just go and I can
As an
talk
anonymous person.
and people don't talk to me about Matt, and every once in a while I'll get the, hey, Jaimie, where's Matt? Or how's Matt? And I'm like,
Can you call Matt? I want to ask him what cam for my
No.
5.3. And Will Do. He has hella vids. Who's Will Do? I guess I have to
and
look
will
that guy up.
do. He just meant he will
Oh,
do.
he was adding to something? I don't know.
Just keep going.
Taylor Ray has taught me so much as well as your videos. Taylor is super cool.
Keep going.
You already said that? Oh, man.
Slower than you.
What's his name? It's going to kill me that I can't remember his name. I'm so bad with names.
And I don't know who it is.
He's an awesome guy. He's super cool. He has that Liam Nissan truck. Best podcast yet. Thank you for $9.99, buddy. What's his name? It's gonna kill me now. No one tell me. Messed up and looked at my cam bearings. I see copper. I have a TH400 that shifts at 5500. You have to pin the governor or do some other fancy stuff. I'm not a huge transmission guy. What's up, Matt? I met him in Ocean City once. Hi, James. Say hi, James.
Hi, James.
Would you change a root style camshaft if you go turbo or keep it? I don't know. What do you mean, a roots blower style? I don't know. That's why I like to get like a middle of the road cam. As Holdener says, every cam is a turbo cam. And Robot Cantinas and Vice Grip Garage, Hunter Tune is okay as well. Why are the majority of your followers anti-carb and throw boomer around so much? Because they're all punk-ass 18 to 28-year-olds. I think the most, if I look at my demographic, it's like 24 to 34. And we're just jerks to boomers because we're tired of... I think most people that identify with what I do are tired of, like, those guys, like, that go to the shows and
I think most of the people
they
that
have the
watch
kids that sit on the fenders like this. And their car makes 150 horsepower and can't even squeak one tire. We're just tired of those guys.
Okay. I think most of the people that watch your videos are the ones that don't like you.
We're just tired of it.
People love to hate you.
That's cool too. Gotta have somebody. Gotta be
let's get through
someone's
the car
gotta be the bad
questions.
guy. Any interest in a new Mustang IRS stuff? Super 88 ideas for beefing T5 on. T5's garbage. When are you collabing with Alan? Alan's super cool. I would love to go. We've had many invites to stay for free in Australia by many people, including my buddy Matt Lyle, since he probably invited me in '05. He said we could stay with him. One day, the only thing I cannot stand is flying. I cannot stand it. It makes me insane. I don't like sitting. And like I said, we like to fast forward through stuff. We call it the hot foot tour everywhere we go. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to sit on a plane and do nothing I want to do for 24 hours and go insane.
I don't want to hear you complain about it anymore.
Yeah,
Just
see?
shut up.
Yep, see? That's,
Shut
that's
up.
where we're at.
Shut up.
We have this thing called AC. It's hot, we go inside and we get raced 360. He's talking about...
Florida.
No, he's talking about LS Fest West Vegas or whatever. How do you stay motivated with all the car stuff? It's like it's something is like in me that's like, do this, like, I don't know what it is.
It's not me.
It is. I can't stop, I can't get it out of my brain unless I do it or do enough of it.
I don't know. I think we both are extremely driven, but in different ways.
Of course.
Once we focus on something, we can't stop. Like, we complete projects, and we don't just, like, stop. Like, you would never just catch us sitting on the couch doing nothing, ever.
It's like
It's a curse. It's actually a curse
thing.
sometimes, because we try to sit still, and
I also like working on my own too. But yeah, I've always been that way with the car stuff. Every now and then I'll do something to completely get my mind off of it as like a health thing. I think I've said it before. Like, I'll do the Milwaukee battery stuff, or I'll make the electronics.
the race quads.
Anything like that is a complete distraction from a vehicle for a little bit to keep it from getting sour. And I also think that I have total polar opposites of what I do for work and then what I do for fun with the cars.
Release the Kraken.
Release the Kraken.
How long did it take her to look past you saying Porsche? He goes back. You go back and forth.
I go back and forth. Sometimes when there's a particularly irate Porsche, I call it Porch.
Keep going.
You're cooled. How long did it take you? Twin
Audi
turbo is probably the most unsuspect. with
Audi
the turbs.
TT.
Is the sloppy stage 2 drivable? It depends. Like, if you have a big auto, you won't notice it at all. But in the G with a twin disc clutch.
Was that the pizza guy that just texted you, Gino? It said Gino.
Oh,
No, I mean in your cell phone right here. Is that our favorite restaurant?
Yep.
That makes me sad, okay?
Yep, Gino Grantham.
Sorry, guys. I saw a text message pop up, and he had a restaurant in the area, and he had closed because of COVID, but all I want is that restaurant because he made the best food.
I told him I'd pay him to come up here and cook for us.
Oh my gosh. Incredible.
Did you figure out what you want to do for brake lines? I'm probably just going to do regular brake lines. I just have to bitch about it endlessly because I hate them. Anyway.
Hadn't seen Jaimie on camera in a while. She looks great. Well, thank you guys. Thank you. That's
Yeah,
nice
she
of you.
hasn't. Well, you have your own channel.
Yeah, I have my own channel now. I started it. I don't post that much. I'm trying. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. But I have my own thing on there.
Oh yeah, this guy says the hour a day method is really eye-opening and motivating, keeps projects moving forward. Yeah, people just park stuff when they're like, well, I can't finish this. I don't know what it is, but
It gives me anxiety.
I always say stuff like that because literally I'll come out here and like connect things or sweep or put something away or work on the car or make a list of what I need, or you can do like, what can I do right now instead of what I can't do, and just do what you can right now, just all of that stuff. Like it's easy to stay motivated too, and I think also what happens is people do that analysis paralysis where they think of too much instead of working.
That's a good question.
And then also, I think people get overwhelmed with making a project too big. Like David Freiberger says, it doesn't have to be right, it just has to be running. I think it's important to get a swap running, and then it's easy to do a cam, it's easy to add a turbo.
There's some really good questions coming up that I like. How did you guys get into cars? Why don't you answer yours, or if you want me to go?
You go first, I talk too much.
My mom was big into cars. She passed away when I was younger, but I mean, she had a DeLorean when I was little when they first came out. She had a Firebird. She was always into fast cars, motorcycles. So I was always around it with her, and she would always talk about it. So when I got my license, she didn't want me to have anything fun, and I just kind of followed my own path, even though it was kind of against girls to like cars, and I got a lot of crap about it, but I never stopped. And I think it was just being around her, and then I was always a tomboy, so I had BMX bikes, I had skateboards, that was just me, so I was always like a tomboy, and I kind of just fell into cars. It was just something that always interested me, and I just never stopped, and I kind of wish I never started because I'd have a lot more money.
This one's a good one.
What about you? How did you get into cars?
What do you think about individual throttle bodies on a boosted motor? I'm gonna do twin throttle bodies on the new Edge that's in there.
But how did you get into cars, Matthew? It's always so weird to hear how you got into cars.
It's so abstract, but that's like with everything that I do. I wasn't into cars at all in high school because I went to like a kind of like a rich, well-to-do school, and people had really nice cars and they'd roll them into a field, so their parents would buy them an even nicer car. And I did computer stuff, and I jumped right into IT work through Votech. And after I got out of high school, I ran into some car stuff. My buddy Ryan and I were like, cars are cool, but we were total retards about it. Admittedly, he would admit too. We were like dumb, the same thing, like 305 or a Fox body with a 5-liter. We broke so many Ford motors. And then I got to know people like Frank Soldridge, who has like outrageously fast drag radial cars and stuff like that. And then I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I started doing it as a hobby, and then it just snowballed. And then I was like, I'd hear boomers say stuff. Boomers, here I go again. But they would just repeat stuff, and I'm like, how do you know that? And they couldn't answer it. And I would always have the thought in my head, how do you... if you can't explain it, then it means you don't know anything about it. And I always just, then I started getting into like cars for fun and crashing them in fields. And then we started making them semi-reliable on nitrous.
No, this is just how you got into cars, not
Yeah.
what
Oh,
started
well,
slapping
yeah.
mechanics. That's another day.
I
another
saw
video.
people doing cool stuff with cars, and I was never into them. So right out of high school, I saw people that were total non-douches doing things with cars. That's how.
Hey guys, what's Jamie's day job? I answered that. I'm in commercial insurance.
Oh, that's a good one. Look at that. For tacos, William, thank you.
Do you guys ever just sit and people watch? All I do is people watch.
I have like an anxious squirrel reaction all the time. Jaimie doesn't like it. We'll be driving and I see a Dodge with like its tow mirrors and I do the regular car review thing. Oh my God, oh, look at this giant load I'm
I
pulling.
literally observe my surroundings. Like I will be very, very quiet and I am watching everything.
Suggestion for an 80E converter.
I worked in the mall, so of course I like to people watch.
Oh man. Call Ryan Jans. Ryan Jans, Florida torque converter. Ask on Sloppy.
Can you update the commonly used page on the wiki? You need to do that.
It's so tough because the links change all. I need to hire like a web guy because I'm awful at. It's tough, man. It's tough. You can. I would say ask on the. Get in the private page and ask because people won't cry. For,
James actually came to one of your HP tuners classes.
Yes, he did. I remember him. Yep. I absolutely remember him. And then I ran into him in Ocean City before the classes.
In need of some burnouts. Yes. Me too.
Can you update? What's your opinion on C16 and Q? I don't know enough about C and Q, to be honest with you guys. I think here's my opinion. It's expensive. It's expensive.
Keep going.
Need burnouts. I did some today with regular.
How often does an hour a day turn into 4 hours a night until 2 a.m. while neglecting my family? Matt never neglects his family, ever.
No, I mean, I will work till 6 and then still get all my other stuff done. It's just punishment for me.
Yeah.
I don't.
There is no neglecting. There is no dropping the ball. He will annoy the crap out of me because he'll be tired, but...
I don't know how I can neglect them when they're both sleeping and I'm awake.
Yeah,
the garage is like triple door detached on another corner of the house.
He has free range once our son's in bed.
Yeah, unless I have like take out trash and stuff, which I forget sometimes for sure.
But then we also throw time at each other. Like he'll be like, "Why don't you go for a drive?" And I'll be like, "Well, why don't you go out to the garage?"
Yeah, we're not dumb about our timeshare.
And our son is never in the garage when we're working on any of the projects.
He's a little too small.
Mm-hmm.
He's good about stuff, but I don't ever want that to be an excuse for him getting hurt.
Yeah, and he's at an age where it's like really important to just give him that attention and that one-on-one. So
I asked you about, am I a boomer? I'm 41. Some people are. It's just a state of mind, in my opinion. Boomer is technically baby boomers, which is like a totally different age group. But you can be an 18-year-old boomer. If you're like, oh, that fuel injection, oh, you need a small block and an MSD, like, you can be 18 and be spewing awful rhetoric also. I asked you about turbo propane a long time ago. Is that like running it completely on propane? Because Dario's done that. I don't know anything about it. I like carburetors better than Bosch CIS. Dude, everyone needs to watch.
Winga-dinga boomers.
Well, they watch, that's regular car reviews.
Yeah, I know.
Term, winga-dinga.
What a cool guy.
Brian.
He's
Robert Regular, also known.
He is so awesome.
What a quirky.
He's
like the modern Hunter S. Thompson.
Do you ever plan on doing a Holly class?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's tough right now, obviously, but we're trying. Boomers over 35 kill switch match. I'm 36. I'm not a boomer.
I'm twice the age of your demographics.
Well, some of them are. You'd be surprised. I would just say that the 40% or so, but they're all over the board.
So what was the moment when you knew each other was the one, like the moment you knew you wanted to marry each other?
Oh.
You said no to me. I asked him to marry me in Vegas and he said no.
I just thought it was too soon and that would be a tragic end before it started. In retrospect, I should have. I don't remember how far that. But he's just asking what was the moment.
What was the moment you knew?
That you knew you were the one, probably when I met her, honest with you. You were in like a little black dress and you were wearing DC slippers and you were into cars and I was like, all right. And you were like, let's go do burnouts and eat ice cream. I'm like, cool.
We met up at a diner.
First time we met was at a diner too, which is, diners are like,
Dino.
diners used to be our thing. You can't go to diners anymore here.
Yes, you can. Any musical talents? I played musical instruments when I was in high school.
No. Making noises with wrenches? Milkshakes are ice cream? I think so.
You love milkshakes. Jaimie Shelf will always be my favorite. That will be everybody's favorite.
Jaimie Shelf. People ask about it all the time.
There is a Jaimie
You
Shelf.
explain what the Jaimie Shelf was in the other garage, the Allentown house.
The shelf that I couldn't reach.
So just say, Matt had a shelf
Matt-
above
okay.
the door.
Matt had a shelf above the door that was physically impossible for me to reach. He did not have a ladder in that garage. We have one in this one now because I gave him my little step ladder. But I could not physically reach it no matter what I did. And he doesn't keep stuff around that I could just like easily step on.
It was
stuff.
consumables that you would use too, so I kept it all up there.
Yeah, but Jaimie Shelf, and I'm 5'1", guys, so I can't reach a lot.
So it was a play on words for people who don't know.
There's a Jaimie Shelf in here.
There's a bunch of Jaimie Shelves in here.
Yeah.
52-year-old boomer that loves Turbo LS. I'm a believer. Thank you, Jaimie Shelf.
Advice to not have car stuff get sour. Take a break.
Yeah, do something. Have other hobbies for sure.
And not even that. Just take a break. If something's bothering you, just take a break from it.
Yeah, go have some ice cream. Stall speed for a I don't know, dude. There's a whole combination. There's a whole goal list you need to do that. Otherwise, Jegs XHD is like a coverall. Like the Sloppy Stage 2 is a if you don't know what you need, you get a Jegs XHD. Love your videos. Thanks, guys. Big block Chevelle's rule. I don't care, but they make 225 horsepower on my Dino. Can't thank you enough for the Terminator X Spark how-to video. It's been super successful for me. Will you ever do a how-to manage the update in the fuel table? Well, I could, but that's like a live thing. Milkshakes or ice cream. No, he said milkshakes or ice cream. That's tough. I get ice cream more.
I like ice cream.
I get ice cream more. Sometimes milkshakes are so thick they are ice cream, and then if you want to drink it,
remember
you
Inside
can't.
Scoops milkshakes? Remember how good they were with the bigger straw?
Well, yeah, they gave you a straw that was like a ½ inch, so that worked, but... Bad Obsession Motorsports, yep, I watch them. I love what they do. It's opposite of what I do. Sometimes I think people are like, Matt would hate this, but it's total opposite. I can appreciate, like, Turbo Tom.
I love him.
Turbo Tom is like one of my heroes, and I don't get upset at all that he takes the time. I find it admirable that someone can put that much foresight into something, because let me tell you what, guys, I'm not a chess player.
There is something that came up, and I see the chat, and we're not even there yet. No. So with a Frosty at Wendy's, you eat them with French fries.
That's
Listen,
the whole thing. I don't do that. I've heard that that's like a PA Dutch thing or something.
I'm not PA Dutch.
Do you guys...
I'm from Jersey.
Hold on. Where are you, and do you eat Wendy's Frosties with Wendy's fries? Because that's a thing.
Yes. Well, let's see. We'll see if people will answer by the time we get down there. So let's keep going.
Oh, man. Where's the last highlighted thing? Thanks for what you do. Pizza's important. Have you ever hydrolocked a head bolt? Nope. Pizza's important. Anyone disagrees with pizza, I'll fight them. And Jake Paul. Better sub to Vice Grip. I do. What do you think about Holly intakes released today? Didn't even see them. Don't know. Have to maybe ask my rep. Maybe never look at them. You have preached Holly Terminator so much that I'm going to be putting one on my Turbo 80s BMW. Look up James Carger of Carger Tuned. He did a E30 with one of the stock BMW motors with a turbo, and he put a Holly on it. It's that white one I showed you him doing donuts and stuff. All he has is like the white Supra, the white truck with the blower, a white Fox body, everything. Did Holly finally release a low ram rectangle? I don't know. Best recipe for 700 horsepower 5th gen ZL1? I don't know. I figure you need like a cam pulley and E85 to make 700.
Wait till you get what you're gonna laugh at.
Oh.
Just keep going.
IGA, you need to use the dude, I have the copper alloy and it still takes me 4 crimps to get it right. I'm brake line crimping retarded. I'm not afraid to admit that I struggle with it. I struggle with the idea of thinking about a brake system. Remember when your brake line broke and I was having a mental breakdown? I was like, it's gonna take me hours to work myself up into trying this, because then I have to know it has to be right. I'm not gonna do a crappy job on your car. Are the MLS head gaskets susceptible to leaking after engine overheats at 240? I've boiled over the G 1,000 times throwing belts and doing other dumb things. Jaimie has the best Instagram.
Just keep reading.
It's where I don't want to say that out loud. It's not bad. It's just your mom sounds like she was awesome. Yes. Jaimie's mom was incredible from what I know. Hey Matt, how can I get with a thick white girl? I live down in South Texas.
I don't know, Matt. Find out because I'm little.
I have no clue. I have
like a
no
midget.
clue. Women were not anything I was ever good at. I sold all my hot rods when my kids were born. Now several years later, thanks to you, I have multiple LS swap vehicles. Yeah, don't keep those. I say to people, if your project has to sit too long, get rid of it. If you lose your motivation with the product, get rid of it. Just get rid of it and start over. You guys look the damn same. From what? From like 2000?
No, somebody said that they called us brother and sister.
Oh, really?
Which is weird because we don't look alike at all.
What is your Myers-Briggs personality? I have no clue. I have to do that. I know that's like a personality test.
How do you guys like your steak? I like mine medium well.
Medium rare or medium, it depends on the place or how I feel.
Jaimie should do a People Watch channel, absolutely. However, so get this guys, so I'm driving down the road and I put a lot of stuff on my Instagram story and I saw this stupid Jeep Wrangler with all these like mud girl, Jeep girl, and I have a Jeep, but I have an SRT8, so I'm not like...
The pink girl stickers on
I'm
cars.
not a Jeep person, so I took a picture of it because they had like the dumbest stickers ever on it, and I posted it, and tell me how somebody found her, and she freaking messaged me, and she was like, at least you can block out my license plate. I'm like, why don't you just drive around without a license plate on then?
Why don't you not have look at me stickers on
Yeah.
your Jeep, and why don't you
I can only imagine if I were to call out people in a video.
That's
how
what I
much-
do.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm a
they
jerk.
found me on freaking Facebook.
Oh man. Any plans for future Dino days? We've talked about it, but they were so out of control. The biggest issue with the Dino days, guys, they were huge, but our crowds were pretty good. And then here's what happens is people show up that aren't a part of it and instigate people and police, and then the police have to do something. We used to have a police officer that was super cool, and then he wasn't there that day. And then the cops came and were like, you have to shut it down. I'm like, all these people paid. And then they're like, well, the people that paid, everyone else has to go. So people walked away for a while and came right back.
People were actually being really unsafe.
People
They
were
like
throwing-
flying through. No, people were flying through the intersection where the stop signs were. They were
Just imagine a Rice or Honda meet. All of a sudden, a guy with a Challenger is doing donuts in the one intersection. People are throwing cigarettes at people. People are stopping when they're driving by and blocking tractor trailer traffic. And it just became like a powder keg issue. And everyone kept calling the police. Anyway, some guy got out of his car and wanted to fight 600 people. Stood in the intersection literally like this. Everyone just started walking towards him.
I really do miss Dino days though.
They were incredible, in my opinion. Halfway through them, I was like, I wish this day would end. I'm never doing it again. But
It was awesome because we got to see so many of our friends, at once.
I saw people I didn't get to see in a long
People
time.
would stop by throughout the day just to stop by and say hi. We'd get 10 coffees each.
People would just bring coffee. It was incredible. And then Troy would make burgers. It was so cool. They really were cool. I've been a follower for a long time. Almost finished my SN95 LS turbo build. I appreciate all the information and content. Build been on the back burner with the family, but we'll be done soon. What's your take on fuel tech injection? Oh man, from what I've used, it's terrible. I'll say that out loud. It's really bad. Software is bad. The handheld's bad. Tuning it and data logging, it's bad. Sometimes you get the flash
Burnouts
stuff.
in the Kia Battle Wagon. It does do burnouts, kind of.
What are you asking, if it does it or if we should do
I
it?
don't
Because
know.
I have done fantastic ones and I have photo of it.
What will our son's first street car be? First of all, it's going to be a truck. And it's going to be big and it's going to be safe.
Whatever from the fleet he wants. I mean, we have a fleet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for that. And now I know exactly what my mom meant when she didn't want me to get the car I wanted.
Some people are born boomers. That's 100% right.
Ugga bugga.
Carb tuned. How big of a turbo for a 408 to run 850s in a Fox body? Well, it's easy to choke a 408. I mean, like a S484 or a 488 with like the 96 backside will easily make 800 and 900 and 1,000 horsepower. There's a bunch of big turbos. An 8088 will get you 850s. Technically, a lot of street Foxes weigh 3,300 pounds. A bunch of you guys get them down to 3,000 pounds with a driver. Anywhere in that 3 to 3,300 pound range with 850 wheel will easily go 8s depending on an average 60 foot. I think a lot of people don't realize that. So if you have a stellar 60, a 3,000 pound car with you in it, and you make 1,000 rear wheel, which is easy for a 408 car through an auto, you have a high 7-second car. Anyway, have you ever used, oh,
No.
wow, there's a lot. Anyway.
Yeah, so keep going.
You ever use knock sensors? No. Usually by the time you're making a lot of power, anyway, I don't use them. I'm 49, am I a boomer? We already answered that stuff.
Jaimie's YouTube channel, Jaimie's Garage.
With an apostrophe, there's someone else who has Jaimie's.
Yeah.
It's Jaimie apostrophe S space garage.
Put it in your description.
Yeah, we can dump it in the description after all this.
Choo choo.
If snake eaters are always out, buy Bosch 210s from VS Racing. Choo-choo noises. If your ECU can handle 210s. If you have a 400-pound friend named Tiny, you're a boomer. That's true.
What does Jaimie look like with no hat? Like a girl.
I don't think I've ever seen her with it off. She just likes hats, dude.
I love hats.
9 or 8.8. I like 8.8s because the parts are plentiful and cheap, and I know many people that have spent top dollar on a prefab 9 and it has like spit the spiders or ripped the ring gear off.
Oh, do you still have the raccoon furry suit? Yes, I do.
Yeah, you would know. Matt was weirded out.
I loved it. I was talking about it today. I don't remember who I was talking about it to.
I was annoyed because I was like tearing a motor apart,
And I
then
snuck in.
she snuck in with the thing, which I think would be funny, but I knew people were gonna make furries comments and sexual innuendos, and that's what I was like.
And
great.
I'm just sitting there having fun with the raccoon.
She was, and then she was like, "Why are you annoyed?" And I'm like, "Shh. People on the internet are gonna piss me off after this event. That's all it is." I love roots, blowers, and carbs. It's fine to like it, but not to think that it's the best. You need a carnation? Carnation malt? Are you gonna put Summit motor in? Soon. We're working on it now. 120, they're not real. The copy SS2s are not real. 100% not good. Jeep 1988. He's donated $5. Thanks for all the info. Made all choices on parts and Terminator X easy to decide with my C2500. Can't wait to finish it. Finish your stuff. I like anything that's not slow. Yep, me too. If you have like a roots blown carbureted car that flies, I'm not gonna hate on you. Are you kidding?
Look at everybody saying yes to Frosty and fries.
Well, fries and shakes, best combo. I live in Maine, and Frosty is a damn abomination.
You don't have to read every single one, but they're saying yes.
They're blowing up, yes. 2 spicy chicken wraps and a small
The
Frosty.
wife and I had fun tonight watching you guys. Thanks for all the great info you put out for everyone to use.
Frosties and fries is a girl thing. I don't eat soft serve. Hoping to see injector phasing video. Connecticut fries and mayo. Ugh, fries and mayo. Pittsburgh Frosty.
Lots of them, see?
Wow.
Yep, uh-huh. Yeah,
Doing
it's not
brake
just
lines
mine.
sucks. Yeah, it does. Just got on. What did I miss? Probably quite a bit. We're 78 minutes in. Rough, realistic horsepower. Oh my God, SUV.
Now, when I was a kid, I ate them. I won't eat them now.
What turbo?
I'm a health freak.
What turbo, buddy? What turbo? If you have a 5.3,
DSMs. Sorry.
oh,
I just
turbo
see
Woods
DSM, I get
truck.
excited.
My girl eats Wendy's Frosty with French fries. It's disgusting. Holdener is live and he only has 161 viewers. Jaimie is the key to success. Well, he and his wife go downtown and he goes live and they have cocktails and everybody watches.
Do they really?
Yeah, so he said to me like on the live stream, he goes, "Pretty girl always helps." So Rich knows too, bud. Most Jeep people are Jeep people.
I don't understand.
Spend it, get her to race for pink slips.
Hey Jaimie, we have a 17 SRT. Yeah, it's an awesome vehicle. Like, I actually really, really like mine.
If people don't know, tell them what you have.
I have a 15 SRT.
SRT8.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's my mom-mobile.
People call it an SRT, people call it SRT8. Dodge owners get real angry about it not being the correct nomenclature.
I don't care. Keep going.
Oh, there it goes. Well, not that far, not that far. Wendy's, yes, Texas. Bro, can I break ringlands, blame the gap instead of myself? And angry, how do you guys tell her 60 without braking? Well, what are you braking? What rear are you braking, or what is the car? It all depends what you're doing. If you're wheel hopping a 14 bolt, you can bust that even though it's incredibly strong.
Most mopar folks are weirdos. Yes, they are.
I think what Squirrel Tuned is doing is incredible. I don't gap rings anymore, especially on E85. They don't get hot enough with the alcohol fuel for it to be an issue. The spinning, the crazy RPM is definitely some voodoo stuff. I think that's awesome. When I was in high school, I'd watch your videos during English class, and I got in a lot of trouble. Needless to say, I'm not very good at writing papers, but I know a lot about LS swaps. That's funny. Just got here. Hey, Matt and Jaimie. We got to get you a Barra from here in Oz. Higo, that's a very Australian-sounding nickname.
Keep going. Do you ever get burned out of dealing with the sloppy community?
Oh, you just talk about that for a while. I'll just sip my drink.
So, yes. Sometimes it's exhausting. I mean, if you were to see the amount of messages that come through, and Matt and I manage 3 Facebook pages, and the public group has 138,000 members. The classifieds group has 38,000 members. The private group has like 10,000. And those 2 big groups, everything's on post approval. And a lot of people say the same things over and over again. There's tons of messages in all the groups and all of the pages, emails, the fan page, YouTube messages. It gets exhausting, but then you get the people that do so good. So for example, the King Logan YouTube channel that I shared, the kid had like 300 followers on YouTube. He's now over 100,000 subscribers.
Got a play button and everything.
He got a play button before Matt. Stuff like that. The little girl that got in her little bike accident and everyone jumped in to send things. All of the stuff that comes to Matt when they're thanking him after they're doing a burnout, or like, hey, I got ice cream with my kids. It does burn you out, and it burns both of us out pretty bad, but those things make it worth it.
They bring you back up. It's up and down. The ups are way better than the downs once you hit them. It's obviously, what's nice is I can kind of tune it out. If it was like my job or something, it would be awful. But yeah, a bunch of times it can be rough. I always say, I make posts every now and then where I made a famous one the one day that was like, some days I feel like a mother goose and I want to guide you all to some sort of success through the grates in the road and none of you fall in. And then other days I want to drown you all because you're all bad ducklings and you just don't deserve to make it through evolution. So
and I saw the question come up, and yes, sometimes we approve posts just to let the people burn.
Oh, of course, yeah. Just if someone's
and I'm notorious for turning off comments.
If you are well written and respectful, no matter what you're asking, it's gonna get approved. Absolutely. But if you're a jerk, we're just gonna treat you like everyone's gonna treat you.
Now they're gonna call you Daddy Goose.
Oh man.
All right, I started with DSMs. Any DSM love out there?
Oh man.
Yes.
Let Jaimie go.
I had a first gen Talon TSI. It was my baby. I regret selling it. It's the one car I wish I never would have gotten rid of. It was amazing.
A Panda.
Yes, it was white. It was front wheel drive. Don't hate on me. I love all wheel drive, but it was front wheel drive. I bought that car as a shell.
Tell them you have a DSM now.
Well, I have my Evo.
People don't know that. Some of these people don't know that.
Well, I have an Evo 9. But yes, I love DSMs. 4G63, Galant VR4s. Yes. It makes Jaimie happy.
Oh man, my eyes are tripping out reading this text all the way up here.
It's really hard.
Well, normally I'm closer and my monitor is like way, I have a 4K and the text is
How do you guys feel about the woke electric mob and the banning of gas burning engines in 2035? I don't think they're ever going to go away.
I don't know. I think that's just very political and
How did you end up finding your house with a decent garage? I want to buy something with a bigger garage, but it's hard to find. So I was 8 months pregnant and I was online at like 10 p.m. at night, and that's how I found this house. I was like, something about the layout didn't make sense, and I was like, I have to see that house in person, and it ended up being everything we needed. But we need another garage. We want to build another building just for storage, but
that's a back burner thing, but it has to get done eventually.
unfortunately, I wish somebody, and I'm not going to be the person that does this, so if you do this, this is great. You could take my idea. Somebody needs to make.
They did. I was just going to interject with that earlier.
Somebody made a website that helps you with garage finds.
Yep. There's a Facebook thing and a website.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like car person house or whatever. People,
Yeah,
people probably post it, but it's literally all they do is scope out garages and a house. It's all garage info.
You guys rock. Still got the RS3. Yes, I still have the RS3. So I don't know if anyone pays attention to my channel. I'll go through the list real quick so you know what I have. I have my Evo 9. I have a brand new Audi RS3. I have my Jeep SRT8. I have a Porsche Cayman S. And I have a 91 Jetta with the VR6 swap in it. Those are my cars.
We don't have the red Silverado.
No.
Did Jaimie ever think about doing a DSM? We talk about DSM swapping random things like a Spire and stuff like that.
Tempo.
Geo Metros.
Escort.
I'm 6'5" and I love Geo Metros. If we could find a clean Geo, that thing is getting like a Turbo D series or something in it tomorrow.
Finding a nice steering would be pretty sweet. Yeah, but they're destroyed.
This guy says I have a 6.0 with 317 heads. Would flat tops be worth it? No, just put smaller heads on it. Put 806, 890s, 863s. It'll raise your compression a whole point. Flat
Good
tops.
night, DG's garage. Good luck.
Derek Gaskins.
Oh, it's Derek?
Yep.
Yo, he just posted a sick video of him doing some donuts.
He has a C5 drift car now. He just put an angle kit on it.
He was making some nice videos. I was
He's
like,
a machine.
Dang. I was like, who is that?
He's a machine. And he's losing a bunch of weight. Good for him.
He's
Getting
seriously
healthy.
one of the nicest human beings we've ever met.
Super nice southern accent. Super nice southern dude. Finding a Stereo would be cool.
I just talked about it. Yeah, you won't be able to find him.
I don't like him.
Jaimie, looking forward to seeing the turbo build on your VR6. By the way, when is your next video? When I have time to go out there?
We're almost done with it. We said that 7 times.
Yeah.
I've been watching you for like 10-ish years. I got in trouble a few times in high school. S10 for sale, $8,500 bone stock. Don't lowball me. I know what I have. Oh, thanks for that. I'm still watching Logan, Cool King. I still watch Logan. Oh, there we go.
Do you approve? Yep,
Oh yeah, this one. Daddy Goose, I love DSMs. Crank Walk, hey kids, thanks for everything you do, guys.
Crank Walk.
Evo 9 is BA, I remember when you got it. Yeah, the easiest thing to talk about her Evo 9 is what's not done to it. Matt, do you still have any interest in doing the Drag Week style event anymore? Cameron and I talk about it. We're gonna do it one day for sure.
If you were gonna do it with anyone, it would be Cameron.
I don't have like a drive to do it. If Cameron and I were to do it, we would do it in like an absolutely reliable car to be fun. I don't like to. For some people, they're like masochists, and it's like the roadkill people. I don't even know if those guys like it. It's a show. It's a drama, right? I don't know if they necessarily like doing that, but it's what makes them money. 4G, yes, 4G63. I'm an old school guy. I was switched to EFI because of your help. I must have converted. I'm like the devil. I've converted everybody to the other side. Ever thought of going to Bonneville? I have like a partial interest in that, but I don't think I'd ever go do it. I thought about, I had a Booza, and I thought about, it had nitrous on it, and I wanted to go to like those Wanna Go Fast Georgia half-mile events and stuff. I wanted to get a 200-mile-an-hour plaque. I don't have much interest in that stuff, much more. It'd be cool to take the Mustang to a half-mile event if it has enough gear and blow down like a 200-plus pass. Jaimie needs a supercharged truck. Jaimie loves trucks. Jaimie will take any truck. Stock truck, 4-cylinder truck, supercharged, stick shift. Ackerman. Buy Ackerman's truck. It's supercharged Colorado. LS stick shift.
I like his truck.
Yep, jumping back and forth between this and Richard. Could you and Mr. Regular do a Geo Metro build and review? Sure, Brian's cool. He's gonna come out next couple days. I was there today. I was with Mr. Regular today. We have a video coming out soon. I raced a guy with my friend's 1G Talon Big 16G. I baited him by asking if he had a 12-second car or just 12-second tires, center lines. Had chrome gauges on his cowl. I put 5 bus lengths on him. So he was a boomer DSMer. Has it come full circle because I wasted tonight, wasting our time futzing around again with the Jetta again? What's wrong with me? Cody Ace. Oh, has it come full circle because I wasted tonight, wasting our time futzing? Oh, the race car Jetta. This guy says he loves VR6s. Jaimie, love the 5-cylinder noise. I had a 1991 Quattro with a FRP build, blah, 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 not sloppy. Yeah, the RS3 with the 5-cylinder sounds so cool. Oh man, no 240s.
Nope.
Jaimie, if you want a Starion, holla at your boy. Sideways Starion.
I love first gens, but you know what?
I don't like them.
First gens?
Starions. I don't see the appeal. I don't like first gens either. Get him out of here. Pulling out Arnie's trash. Can we get a clip of you saying, "Is that you in the helicopter?"
Really don't like first gens?
No. Why would I? I don't like first gens. I don't. I'd rather have a D-Series Civic.
Guys, I'm lost.
I forgot to mark my pistons. Sure, just jam them in there. Did you number your push rods too? Get out of here, bro. What do you put all the bolts in your coil pack cover? Get out of here with that. I'm tired of the Hellcat Scat Pack fan clubs just streaming drag days to destroy them. Yeah, Hellcats are cool, but obviously not the fastest thing. It's cool to have such a luxurious, big, loaded car that is fast. I think it's cool that they even build those things. You had that B King. Yeah, I had a B King too. It was incredible. I had 2 Boozas and a B King. I had a turbo nitrous 636. Must have had 30 motorcycles. 10-4, picked up a Colorado, came across your page, 6L480, making my way through 100. Yeah, that project, like you said, it has 144 videos. I had 3 different combinations and lots of content, especially when I was trying to chase 1,000 rear wheel. Matt, tell me again how to schedule an appointment. I have a small block with a sniper and a blower and 2 LS swappy builds. Terminator X, well, man, Terminator X, sign me up for you.
Email sloppymechanics@gmail.com
Yep.
with all of your information.
And I may or may not even have time to get back or schedule with you, so don't get upset. I'm sorry, but it's tough. But yeah, if you're local and you have a bunch of Terminator X cars, sweet. I remember stumbling to your channel back in the day. You put nitrous on a rental car. It made me laugh so hard. That's 2006, that video. I have a YouTube account since YouTube was created, so I have since 06. I'm a 15-year-old. I plan on making a channel and swapping my C10. Cool. Can you enlighten us with a story of
My
the
S10.
worst car you have tuned in regards to challenges or just weird? There's so many a year that are just wow you with the issues they have. It's one of those things where cars and computers will wear you down with dumb issues that you figure out or never figure out. And I have had a bunch of cars that are just wiring nightmares. I try my best to help people or give them homework, but a bunch of them just like, I've had cars where like they can't even get off the trailer and I can't help them get off the trailer. Speaking of half miles and supercharged trucks, have you seen? No, I haven't seen that. I have to look. I do watch 1320's videos. I do know Kyle somewhat, even though I give him so much hell. He's a good sport about it. You have to be as big as he is. He and Cletus are just that you have to be able to take the flack. Turbo Tom's Galant VR4 was epic. Yes, it was.
He's so cool.
Turbo Tom is the coolest person ever. I met him for the first time at LS Fest, and he gave me a bunch of awards. And a whole bunch like Japanese newspaper, and I still have it all.
For our son, and he got me. He gave me an Evo poster.
How thoughtful! Like ridiculous. I can't measure up to that. Mr. Regular came up here and he did the review of my Fairmont, the meme. He's a cool dude for sure. Absolutely has the sloppy humor built into him. What I love is the voice thing he does based off of a car group mentality and the way they think. I do the same thing when I see a car, and I'm like, I do the same voice too in my head and out loud, right? I'm like, raw, comments, raw. So when I started watching his videos,
You just want to be Mr. Regular.
he does that, I do. I think that's so cool that he does we do that. Well, you should see us together.
We actually went to Wheels of Time and walked alongside of him, and Matt and I were like two little children waiting for the comments to spill out of his mouth. We were like little birds waiting for the worm. Like
We just had to get him rolling sometimes. Yeah. Pizza rolls or bagel bites? I'm not an incredible fan of either one of those. People are gonna.
I have pizza rolls in the fridge and you haven't touched them.
People are gonna burn me for saying I don't know. I would eat them, yeah, but I don't know. I don't want either one of them. Can I say that?
Which one of your projects were your favorite? Which one was your favorite? The tan Fairmont, probably.
Fairmont 3. I made a video that says My Hero, and it has the what's the band? Foo Fighters Hero, because that car was so cool. And then I had no trouble with it ever, and I did 2 different combos, and they exceeded expectation, and I proved a lot of people wrong with the low end thing, and then it was cool, and it was like a big happy thing, and then I got rid of it, and I never had to deal with it ever again. Joe Simpson, it went through like 7 owners, and then Joe Simpson tuned it. One of the guys on a radio show, like episode 3, Joe Simpson.
And my favorite, which one is my favorite?
Which Fairmont is your favorite?
No. We're not going to go.
What did they ask?
Which project is...
Which one do you wish you would have kept?
Oh,
I don't want to keep any of them. And then what is Jaimie's favorite?
Which one of your projects were your favorite? You don't have it highlighted.
Fairmont 3.
Yeah, and mine was the G35. Go right up, right there. And mine was the G35.
Well, yeah, she wouldn't let me sell it now.
Now it can go.
Now we'll never get rid of it.
No, it can go. It will go.
SR20, Datsun, S10 or a small block and a Sunbeam I don't know. There's JDMs. I don't know. 5-cylinder VW turbo bolted all-wheel drive one. Okay, people are. Here, you read them. Oh, my eyes are wearing out from doing
Matt, of all the builds, you have it covered. Can you move the mouse? Of all the builds you did, is there any of them you wish you would have kept? No. He doesn't like keeping anything. He has absolutely zero emotional attachment to vehicles, and I have every emotional attachment to vehicles.
Yeah, I don't care.
My favorite one is the G35, and I really did like the Colorado, even though he never changed the front end.
Colorado is super cool. I don't want it. I don't miss it, but I would build another tomorrow. The platform is amazing. It drives like a car. You can, you would be surprised at how well the chassis handles the power. You can do 1,000-foot burnout with one hand on the wheel. Probably a bunch of you, if you've watched it, have seen me film with my cell phone and do like a 1,300-footer laughing and talking out what I'm doing up a hill and around a corner. One of my favorites was the burnout I did from the CVS parking lot through 2 turns in Allentown and then up the street in the alleyway.
I liked our gender reveal burnout.
That was pretty. I wish it was better.
Oh, and I like when you hit 30. Was it 30 or 50,000 subscribers?
Oh yeah, and I did the
real long burnout.
Yeah, I did the 2 or 3 donuts and then wrote it out. Almost like I know.
And the first time the camera wasn't rolling. Do you remember that?
Huh. Tuning cars is bar none the most frustrating industry to be in, and you will lose your ass trying to help people. That's why I do it as a hobby. Sometimes I don't schedule people for a while. It is just, it wears you out.
We don't even own the cars, and we as the viewers get attached to them.
Did it scare you when the F-150 drive shaft saw? No. I probably throw 6 a year. It doesn't, like we explained earlier, nothing really. I don't really get phased or... It's funny, I'm more anxious about going to the mall than I am about throwing a rod and having the engine bay set on fire.
Any idea what the subscriber increase was from beginning to end of Don't BS Me build? I don't think there was a huge increase then. I think the hugest increase was 8s for 8.
Don't BS Me had a decent amount, but yeah, we went from like 30 to 50, but 8s for 8 really, it made a lot of people, I said to you before I started, I said this is going to make a lot of people angry. So I think a lot of people were tuned in to see me fail. A lot of people were like, oh man, you went through 75 motor. It was 2 motors, guys.
Do you ever hop in the Slapping Mechanics Discord voice chat?
I have not. I neglect the Discord.
Isn't that what Jordan's in that I'm in?
Yeah, everybody else manages it. Every now and then I go in there, but I'm glad that I can give it to everybody else. I should probably go in there every now and then.
I don't have time.
I should do it when I drive places. I have a GT. Okay.
While you drive?
Is the MSD 6014? I don't know. What is the 6014? Is that the 58X ignition box? It'll work.
Matt's an IT guy. What does Jaimie do for a career or future career aspirations? I'm in sales. I've actually done a little bit of everything. I'm kind of one of those people that just got experience with everything they've ever, like, if I didn't like a job, I moved on to the next. I've always had 3 jobs. I was a bartender. I was a valet. But I work for a commercial insurance company and specialize in insurance.
Matt either wants to be Mr. Rogers or Mr. Regular. I think
that.
I would be the best. I think a combination of them is me.
Be my neighbor?
Is me. And then also someone much meaner than both of them
Like
combined.
Barney?
What?
Like Barney? I don't know. I was kidding.
No. I have, like, there's part of me that wants to help people, and there's part of me that wants to scorch earth.
Somebody's actually asking Kit Kats or Rice Krispie Squares. Are you kidding me? You love
Sandwiched together, of course. Both of those are. You should see me make. I'll do a cooking video with me making, punching and elbowing Rice Krispie treats into a pan and not measuring a damn thing.
Do you want to answer about the tractor? Did you finish the tractor? I want to see a Dino.
What I did was I got 2 tractors. Did I even show that in a video? I posted about it, so he probably is like Instagram or somewhere. I got 2 tractors, and the one had a bad transmission clutch, and they make almost no parts for it, so I scrapped that one. I got a John Deere, and then I pulled the mowing deck off and scrapped that. And the John Deere is reliable and fast enough for my 3-year-old right now. In high gear, he's kind of like, okay. So we have fun with it and we pick up stuff around the yard. So for right now, I'm not going to do anything with it. It runs and drives. It's great. It's very reliable. So I think when he's not so intimidated by it, I'll pulley swap it and then we'll move on from there. I thought about going all out and doing the Pavel hot rod thing, but then he's like, you have no ground clearance. If you're driving around your yard, it's going to be ruined. You're going to have 40 hours into it and you're not going to be able to drive it in your yard.
How do you not get attached to cars?
Oh, I have no feelings for them. I love that Kia. It's been a great car, but if it gets...
I know, and I've been the one that...
If it's in an accident tomorrow... If it's in an accident tomorrow, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all.
Remember when I got hit by the deers? Like when the deers demolished the whole...
You were upset. I was like...
I was crying.
I said, does it move? Keep coming home.
I drove all the way home after I...
You're like, didn't even want to call you. I ruined the Kia. I'm like, are you okay? Is the car running? Keep driving. Whatever. I've watched that My Hero Fairmont video at least 15 times. I bought the song on iTunes because of it. You should have a lot more Foo Fighters songs.
The poverty front end of the Colorado. It is the poverty front end.
It is the poverty front end. Is that Shane Hines using the word poverty?
Is it? No, his name's Austin.
Huh?
I'm reading the...
Oh. Richard Holdener's weird Atlas motor experiment pans out. Would you ever? Sure, yeah, I really like Calvin is doing crazy things with that. Maybe when they make that platform more like I did stuff for LS, when they figure everything out, I'll do what they're doing. I'd love to use one. I think they sound amazing. They sound like a big Supra. Matt and Jaimie, I made a thank you post on Facebook. I wanted to reiterate here. Thanks for burnouts and ice cream are abundant. Matt from Alberta, Canada. Oh, he's a Matt too. Any experience with the new Holly IO extension module? Oh, I got one. Should I show it off? Should I show my Holly bling off? I have one. They sent me one, of course, because they pay me to say good things about Holly. No, they don't.
Don't say that. Because
They don't at all.
People already say that enough.
Well, I just like to joke about it. Everybody pays me to say good things about everybody. I have one. I have to use it. I want to put it on the G just to use it. But the biggest thing about that is I don't want to keep that car, so I don't want to put a ton of time investing a bunch of sensors in it. What I would like to find is one of my friends that's going to keep the car that we can wire a bunch of sensors to that we can always check. I asked Brett DeLong because he'll keep that car forever and it would be cool to get more data, but he was kind of not interested. But I don't think he realized I wanted to give it to him and help him wire additional sensors. So we'll see. I didn't get to talk to him much about it. I squirreled and forgot about it and did a whole bunch of other stuff today. Yeah, I want to use it. I think it's a great product. I tried to force a bunch of my friends into building that a year ago, and they didn't. And a bunch of them had heard that Holly was going to do it anyway through some sort of secret underground network, and they did. So they all never tried really too much. Monk or Columbo? That's TV show stuff. I've never watched either one. I'm surprised I know Monk. Where's the link to the Sloppy Mechanics Discord? People will post that for you. I don't know. I don't want to copy it offhand. Search on Sloppy for it.
Yeah, it's in there.
What was the thing you were saying to another Sloppy radio show about not lifting when you're doing a burnout with the 80E trans? Oh, I call people a holder when they don't lift. You're a holder. I think that's what he's asking. Currently, we have a few of us in that Discord chilling and watching. Would you ever build a car for Drag Week event?
You already talked about
Maybe
it.
we could maybe do it in the new Edge because it'll be comfortable by then. But that car's too fast. It'll be, in my opinion, it would be too fast to be reliable. Even if it does prove itself many times. Cameron and I were going to take like a completely stock Crown Vic
I was just gonna say. I
and
think
run
that
like
if,
18s and just love it and
if
have
it
fun.
ever happened, it would be you and Cameron. Cameron would build the Crown Vic, and you would be
Totally stock Crown Vic
his
because
passenger.
people break and fail out of so much of it. There have people that won that just were reliable, that weren't fast at all. They were just reliable. So I would do it in a car that's totally comfortable and runs slow just to watch and enjoy because making that an event that I despise would not be fun at all. Especially your first time, you shouldn't take something so fast and break it and lay on the ground under
Keep
it.
going.
I'm on the fence about it. 4860E swap for my buddy's truck. I know you mentioned. It depends on your horsepower goals, bro. I'm not 60E isn't bad if you're building like a cruiser. Did you move the spring perches when you narrowed the 8.8 for the Colorado? No. No, I bought Moroso ones and I laid the rear end in the car, centered it by eyeball, and I measured the angle of the trans and the angle of the diff and took a measurement from the stock diff before we pulled it out and matched it and welded the Moroso perches on the car and then done. You need to specialize in insurance, married to Matt, just saying. Did you hear me? What are you doing? Who you texting? Patrick Bateman is the guy you're looking for,
Exactly.
Matt, Ella. Dukes of Hazzard or Knight Rider. I never watched either one, I'm sorry. A lot of you are gonna feel really. Do you ever feel like Mr. Robinson? Who's that? I don't know who Mr. Robinson is, or I'm forgetting. We need more turbo all-wheel drive LS trucks.
We need more trucks.
I thought about doing, before she told me to get a Colorado, I was looking for 4-wheel drive, like '06, 2500. On the same subject of sloppy cooking show, one time special would be funny if it's the same philosophy. I could never make a mess in the kitchen. I would literally get my throat stabbed in. She would break my windpipe with a fire extinguisher and spray me down till my eyes don't work.
I'd pull out his Milwaukee knife.
Matt doesn't get attached to cars because he's secretly a raccoon. A deer took out my '05
Anytime
RL.
Matt sees a garbage can and he can get in it, he's like, take me away.
Take me away, boys. I've said that forever. No raccoons will let you.
Will not let go of shiny things.
That's true.
Are you friends with Kramer?
Yeah, of course. I've known him for.
Yeah, we've both known him separately for a long time.
Oh man, yeah.
I mean, he worked in the commercial department of my local AutoZone.
Yeah. Yep, I call him AutoZone Kramer because we know 2 Justin Kramers.
And one ran the local DSM forum that I was a part of.
Yeah, LVDSM.
Yes, and that's how I knew that Kramer. And then there was the other Kramer that worked at AutoZone.
I've been listening while putting poly control arm bushings in my O2 or LS2 CTSV stock powertrain, but I'll be slopping it soon. That's an awful car, buddy. That's an awful car to modify. Sorry. ECU, diff, trans, engine. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Sorry. Obviously you like it, so you can keep it, but thanks, your channel has been a big part in starting my channel because of what you do for YouTube, spreading good info. Don't really have anyone to get good info from, so YouTube is my go-to.
YouTube's my go-to for everything.
Oh man, my eyes. I'm gonna shove my face into this thing. This is wigging out my eyes.
Yeah.
Normally it doesn't at all.
That's why I'm wearing my glasses so it doesn't hurt my eyes tonight. That's bad.
Gotta move this phone. Search YouTube for Mr. Robinson's neighborhood.
I'm kind of nervous to do that.
Mr. Robinson?
Remember when he said Mr. Robinson? You're like, who's that? And I'm like,
Doesn't he mean Mr. Rogers?
No, he said Robinson.
Maybe he means Mr. Rogers.
No, he said Mr. Robinson's neighborhood. I'm gonna go on YouTube and I'm gonna search. Mr. Robinson's. Oh, it's a thing.
Huh.
Oh, it's Saturday Night Live.
Oh, it's probably a spoof on Mr. Rogers.
Oh, it is, because it's...
Yeah, I'll watch it then.
It's Eddie Murphy. And I don't like Eddie Murphy.
Someone just said it's a shitty Saturday Night Live skit. Eddie Murphy. Yeah, he like laughs and has his teeth
I don't like him.
out
I've
too
met
much.
him. He had a house in Jersey. He wasn't that very nice.
Do you guys like Subarus? Not really.
I had a bunch.
Like, I agree with you. If it's stock, cool. I think they're...
An 06 Legacy GT, and I had suspension upgrades. I had an intake, and that was it. And it was my daily, and it was a really, really good car. But I had about 10 Subarus. I always had an all-wheel drive car, and it was usually a Subaru. And I like them. I just always kept mine pretty much stock. And since I did that, they were reliable.
Yeah, I think it's way too much money to make them fast, and then even then they're not reliable. We have a friend with a Subaru shop that, works on them.
His milkshake brings all the boys.
Yeah.
He's got like every hot boy Subaru there.
I don't have a particular interest in them at all. I would buy like an automatic wagon for a daily. Like whatever one doesn't suck.
I was gonna buy you a Subaru just for.
I remember, yeah, because my Kias are awful in the snow, but I bought studded snow tires. It's a beast. Ever attempt a free valve? If it's easy to program and they're bolt-on, sure. Other than that, I'm not gonna like struggle street myself for a basically free cylinder head that can go on. Is it right to EcoBoost LT motors? Must have missed the first. Oh, do you ever attempt a free valve? All of them would be cool. I've done one LT swap in my buddy's LTD. How do I train my wife to be more understanding when it comes to how much time and money that goes into building a car? I went on a steamroller rant.
Where's the question?
About this the one day.
How do I get my wife understanding?
when
What
it
did you
comes
say?
to.
What did you say? I didn't know you went.
I went on this long thing and I said, your spouse probably hates the time and money that you put into your car because you probably hang out with 10 of your friends and drink beer and eat pizza instead of working on the car. So when you told her you were going to dedicate time to the car and then you didn't, and then you just wasted it on beer and pizza, and she has a resent for the car because you're like, I just did like this whole long spiel.
There is a lot of things, and honestly, there's a lot more behind just the guy working on the car.
If you do all of that, that's what builds the resent. Other than that, I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, there's could be a lot of couples counseling things about that. I can't
Yeah, I
make
don't-
that judgment call for
I don't,
you.
I don't know. I don't give you a hard time about anything except for 8 That's the only one I ever threw a fit about.
Yeah. Hey, I 7875 my CTSV and went 10-0. They can be decent. Yeah, of course they can be decent. Just like blow through carbs can be decent. Man, the V8s and the Tundras is awesome. JDM swapping a Subaru right now. Bad news, Bobby. Bad news. It's called YouTube University for a reason. Have you ever dynoed a 5.3 NA with just a sloppy stage 2? What did it make? If so, look up Taylor Ray did it. Just a 5.3 and a sloppy stage 2. I think I've done it a bunch of times. Like high 2s. High 200 rear wheel. I know CTSVs have issues. I'm a sucker for that's cool. The styling is just awful on them. Also,
You want to answer?
What's done to the Evo?
What's not done to the Evo? That's
it
your
says
favorite
it
answer.
says what's done. Yeah, my favorite answer is what's not done to it.
It has everything you can think of.
It literally has everything.
It has.
Well, I mean, I guess you could say it has
It's
a built
cam.
motor, built head, cams, Shep diff, Shep trans, GT35R. Yeah, it has coilovers in all the corners. It has nice ones. You have wheels redone. It has like the big intercooler on it. I don't even know most of the parts. The guy we bought it from
I have
didn't
everything.
even.
I have everything.
But what he has on the list isn't what's actually in the car for some of the parts.
Well, just some of the stupid stuff.
Yeah, so it is like a Yaris Toyota coil pack conversion on it, so it doesn't have the super expensive
My
crappy.
batteries relocated to the trunk.
Well, yeah, it had like the guy did some of that dumb stuff where he did the intercooler piping that's too big, and then put the battery for a lawn tractor in it, and it would always kill the battery and not. You'd have like 1 or 2 starts, and then it would die. The tune that was in it was awful. We had to get it retuned like twice. Now it's fantastic. I put like a Cummins battery in the trunk.
huge.
I talked you into it the one day.
But pretty much it has
Yeah, the drivetrain is incredible. The
And I'm
interior
very-
is mostly stock.
everything stock in the interior except for like my shift knob and a couple gauges. But I just like keeping it clean. I really do enjoy the car.
It's her grocery getter.
Our son likes it a lot.
Do you wear socks to sleep?
Yes.
I do, because like if I walk barefoot on the floor, Jaimie will kill me. She's a clean freak, so I can't
Our
get.
floors are steamed.
Every other day she steams them, so I don't mind. Sometimes I can't sleep, I take them off, and I can. It makes no sense. If I can't sleep, I'll try everything to get to sleep. I'm in Colorado, they are trash, every
All the
last Subi.
Subarus.
Subarus break a lot. What is the big goal for the Mustang? I said like it'll definitely go a low 8. Just drive it and have fun for no reason with all that stuff. Just to do it and to learn like how to do all the mostly high end
But
stuff.
I still have an FP Red equivalent turbo. That's the turbo that I want.
Yeah, yep.
If somebody has one
On what?
on a shelf.
For what? A Subaru?
It was for an Evo. He no longer owns an Evo. Sorry, I
Oh.
saw it and I read.
You want to sell that FP Red, boy?
Yeah, that's actually my only upgrade that I want to do.
Robert wants to hook us up with a FP for the Evo because her GT35R doesn't really. It goes bonkers at like 5,500. Jaimie doesn't like to rev things that much when she's just getting groceries. So
Coffee.
I said to her it would be cool to have a more usable power band. Oh, and Ragu said it would
He's
do.
in Australia. Shipping would be horrible.
Ragu said it would do like 460 on pump, and it would do 560 on E, the FP Red. But it has a way bigger average power band. Is L83 okay? I put one in my buddy Arnie's car. It made 300 and some, low 300s to the tire on 87. My dad and I were putting together a 6.0, and I would get precise, and he would say, Sloppy would be disappointed in you. Yeah, you're right. I think they're fine. Thank you. Appreciate what you do. I had a 5.3 Sloppy Stage 2 80E MP261.
I like what Cody wrote. He wrote, working on cars with friends is always the exact opposite. That's why Tricky Ace has existed for years up there. Yeah, because when you have your friends over, nobody wants to get anything
No,
done.
nobody
They
gets
stand
anything
around.
done. That's why I work by
Remember
myself
when we
too.
used
I
to
miss
hide
that.
and close the garage doors at our old house?
Yeah, I would close them. Don't want anybody in there. That's what I think working on cars is like a social thing for a lot of people. They're like, yeah, this is my car I never finish. And people are like, oh, that's cool. I have one I never finish. I can't wait to get the car that I never finish either. Bro hugs, firm handshakes. Let's crack a beer and talk about how we're going to finish this one day. How about just pick up a wrench? Anyway.
Matt, we need a crackle pop tune in the cabinet banging off the 2-sub spin.
Oh, I did. I talked about this.
Exhaust manifold type of shit.
I think I said it in a video or said it to someone recently or both. I had a guy that built like a drift car or some hot boy thing, and he didn't care what it made for power. We did like a low boost safe tune. I think it was a drift car. And I did like a super safe 460 wheel. And he's like, I love that he was honest. He's like, all I wanted to do is shoot 6-foot fireballs at my friends. And I messed with like the 2-step and the ignition retard. Like it was like pop, 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 like, or it was like thud, thud, thud. And then I got it to go pop, pop, pop. And I'm like, is that good? And he's like, eh. And I'm like, okay, you want like a giant fireball. And eventually he's like, I want like a 6-foot fireball.
Oh, I remember you.
So I have the picture of it where it shot one almost out the door at the Dino, at the back door.
I remember.
And he was like, they were like, oh man, wow, cool. And then the last one, he's like, like a, what?
Why did you change chairs?
Because the other one was super high. I was like this. I was so high I had to like put my forehead into the camera. Anyway, what was that question? I squirreled.
Oh, they want a Hot Boy tune.
Yeah,
They
of
want
course.
A gargle tune.
Yeah, all you gotta do is put like super negative amounts of ignition on D-cell and it'll...
Somebody did ask why you didn't tune the Evo.
Jaimie doesn't trust me to do anything with her cars. Well, some of them.
No, the Evo was Evo. I went to a professional tuner.
An Evo tuner, yeah, professional. I agree.
I went to Carl Pritz and then I went to Ragu.
We could never get back to Carl Pritz. You were pregnant when he did the bass tune, and then you could barely drive the car. So Carl put a bass into it, awesome. But then we realized ignition was breaking up immediately. So then he gave me homework. Well, now that it ran right, I could figure out that it had. So I said, Carl, what plugs? So it had the wrong plugs in it.
Anyways, we couldn't get back down to Carl because he's far away.
And we moved even farther away.
Yes, and
a local place could tune it.
Our friend that has the Subaru shop talked very highly about his tuner there, his one employee, and
it's a stock ECU where I think they use ROM Raider or something. It's stock ECU tuning. And I tried to learn a little bit about it, and I was like, I don't really want to do this, and I know people that can, and he has an all-wheel drive dyno, and I don't, and I didn't want to deal with any of it.
Or me.
To be honest. So I'm like, hey, you guys want to finish this up because we can't ever get back to Carl Pritz. Shout out to Carl Pritz.
So we had Ragu.
Ragu at Area 1320 tuned it.
And I recommend him for any DSM.
And we said all we want is like a 400 horsepower, 400 all-wheel horsepower on a loaded Mustang dyno, which gets up and goes pretty good. It makes that on wastegate. 18 pounds, makes 400 all-wheel on a loaded Mustang dyno. Anybody that knows what that means is people are putting wild amounts of money into a Subaru to make 360 all-wheel. And if you didn't know, the 35R she has will support like 750 all-wheel. If you want to crank it.
I love my Evo. I feel like I need to drive it.
Worst thing you ever happened on the dyno, ever broke a strap or toss a drive shaft? I answered this, straps break, or I don't really do it very often, but I did it the other day and I misplaced one. A guy had an axle dump exhaust and I strapped the rear down and it burned one pretty quickly in like a pull or two. Nothing really crazy happens. We broke a ratchet on one of the dyno days and had a car, front wheel drive turbo Civic. It broke one of the ratchets and it's not as exciting as you would think. Like if the wheel's doing 150 miles an hour, the car is not gonna go 0 to 150 the minute it touches the ground.
Cody said worst thing on the dyno was that math blowing up at Ding King at
Oh,
Ryan.
yep. I popped, that is the worst thing that's probably happened. I throw about 6 drive shafts a year. That's pretty uneventful in my opinion. It just ping ping and it comes out. It scares the hell out of everybody but me. I just sit in the car like, it's like, and I'm like, I'm trying to get the dyno stopped and I'm trying to wait till I shut the car off, but you don't want to shut it off too soon because you can ruin the transmission when the engine isn't running and pumping fluid, and you can throw the direct drum out of it if you do a little bit too much of that. And then sometimes the dyno won't respond, and then you got to get the thing in park because the rear doesn't stop the trans. If you're hitting the brakes, nothing stops the tranny. It's like I'm working on all that and everyone else is screaming about a drive shaft. And I'm like, it's gone, guys. The drive shaft's gone. We're on damage control here. Is Megasquirt finished now that Holly is so cheap? Where were we? How's the Kia working out? I still have so much of that stuff. I have a backup motor that's a secret, not a Kia motor. And I do want to turbo it because that thing's totally out of its life right now. It just smells like burning oil all day. It's terrible.
I still drive it.
Yep, it just runs. It gets 30 miles a gallon still.
I still drive it.
They say, damn, your Evo's a monster. It is. And the Megasquirt question, I think I explained this at length on a bunch of the other things, but we'll try to paraphrase. The hardware that Mike at EFI Source makes is incredible, but the software and firmware people are totally dropping the ball on him. And they make it too difficult for him to implement hardware changes. He has to get approved by like all of the Megasquirt community, and it's tough where he is. The Holly doing the $1,000 everything thing has just crushed everybody. And it's good. It's really good.
We are gonna have to start closing up soon.
Oh yeah, what time? 11:20.
It's a school night, Matthew.
School night.
It's a work night.
So do we have any good ones here? Are your thumbs double jointed? They look crazy sometimes
you
on
do some
camera.
weird stuff with your
I think it's
thumbs.
just because I make retarded poses. My thumbs are actually very straight. You know, people have like the curly Q thumb. I can like stab things with my thumb.
Mine's normal.
I think I thumbs up backwards, and that probably freaks people out. I purposely like do awkward things.
You do? Yeah, you're weird.
It's just a normal thumb. Like, look at that.
You're weird.
Here's the police mugshot views of my thumb. That's totally normal.
Is this our kind of date night? No, this isn't our date night. We actually
Definitely not.
No, our date night we usually go out to like one of the 2 steakhouses that we like. And we get ice cream or we get coffee. But honestly, now that we have our son, it's not really.
We like him.
He's a lot of fun.
Some people like their kids.
Imagine just having a mini version of us. He's literally just like us.
Chocolate vanilla swirl of us. He has
such a savage.
Oh man, he's rough. He can really.
Oh yeah, wait, go down. I want to read this. Oh, it's John Martin. Is it our John Martin?
I believe so. The
Jaimie,
plug.
Jaimie, last week you asked the Slavi community to send get well wishes to a sick little girl. Did the Slavi group come through? My granddaughter. We're happy to send them cards from Ohio. Yes.
They crushed it for that girl.
So yes, in the post in Sloppy, the
Search
dad
for it.
the dad has been posting pictures of her with tons of packages and cards.
They buried her in them the other day.
It was amazing to see, and that little girl is so happy.
They made videos of her thanking everybody. There was a group of like 40 people that showed up and did a car show. It wasn't from us, it was a motorcycle. No, I'm just saying, a car show, people showed up and they parked out like the entire complex where the guy lives and brought her gifts and said hello, and they said she was crying the whole event because she was so happy. So yeah, that's what we always talk about. The cool thing about Sloppy is we direct them for good sometimes, and it makes it all worthwhile.
No, the turbo go-karts aren't still around. They were...
Oh, that was like a 1 week thing when we realized we didn't want to do it and got rid of them all. All right. What do you say? We got 5 minutes?
5 minutes countdown.
5 minutes, people. It's 11:30 here. We're going to close it out in 5 minutes.
You see Patrick with the Audi lately? We were chatting about you at...
Patrick is so awesome.
He is...
He makes me want to get a fanny pack.
So Patrick is so awesome. I found him randomly on Instagram and started following him.
When you got your Audi.
When I got my Audi, and I was like... I started following him, and then I was like, wait a second, you're local. And he's like, yeah. And magically, I was like, let me know if you ever come up to the area. And like literally, like the next day, he had like a little like get together he was going to with someone that Matt's friends with that has a high horsepower Porsche. And they were doing like roll racing, and he came and picked me up, and he ended up being like one of the coolest.
She did a video with him.
Yeah, I did the video with him, and then now he's just blown up everywhere.
Super cool guy.
Yeah, so I just love seeing everyone talk about Patrick because he's so awesome.
What's the next one? You ask him. Otherwise, I'm gonna grandstand about things. Choose your fighter.
It's boring.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why people watch this, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you don't have to watch this.
Tim Webb, just watch Richard Oldener. Richard is cool as hell.
Yeah.
He knows more than I do. Watch Richard, for Christ's sakes. Sorry.
Yeah, Brooke is pretty cool, too.
Brooke?
Oh, yeah.
Barini?
We are trying to get a race off between her and Patrick for fanny packs. I saw that whole fanny pack thing on Instagram. It was pretty funny.
Oh, he's so cool.
And then Iraz made fanny packs.
He said, if I get them made, will anyone buy them? And Dom and I were like, Ricky and I were like the first people to post. We're like, Dom is like, I'll buy them all. Like, he's like, I'm gonna get 200. Will they sell? He's like, I'll buy 199 of them. Dominic, look up Rada Racing or Rada Razzle Dazzle. Those guys, Dominic and Ricky. All right.
Anyone remember when Matt would only show his feet in the early videos? Oh my god.
My bare feet and the sandals.
Oh my gosh.
I did it because I love the Australians who are always in sandals, and then it was iconic, and then I enjoyed it a lot, but now anymore I don't. In the summer when it's hot, I wear them because I hate having the shoes on when it's super hot. Feet videos from the big chunks. What's Jaimie's Instagram?
Jaimie hates you.
Jaimie hates you.
Yeah. Tim Webb, why are you still in the chat if you're so negative? Like, just go. And what age will we let our son do his first burnout? He did like an almost burnout with his four-wheeler when he was like 2.
It does. Oh, here. This makes it easier.
Oh, it is easier.
Yeah.
Is anything you want to see? Or answer?
Oh, that's easy.
Daddy Goose's feet.
Potato.
Rambo racing.
Potato. Rambo. Ella swapped the kitty cart. A lot of that stuff, that's just a joke by Mrs. Matt. 2 minutes. 2-minute warning. Any good question? Thanks, everybody always says nice things at the end. What's up, dude? Did you just connect? No, Potato. Potato always asks really good questions, even if they're weird. Oh, we got a donation from Abdul. Thank you, buddy. What dinosaur would you be?
I'd be an Ankylosaurus.
That's a good one. I don't know. I'd be a Quetzalcoatlus. Because it's like the biggest flying thing that ever existed.
Let's see, is there anything else? Just people saying
Thanks for all the info. I'm just getting in here. I'd like to see the Kia work out for you. Man, I have so much else to do.
Who is right more?
Jaimie is always right.
Hi, Cameron.
Unless it's like a
technical
car
question.
fact or IT.
Technical.
Jaimie is like rolling D10 all day long.
Do you have a dishwasher or is Matt the dishwasher? We have a dishwasher.
Both. I wash all the dishes. And then I put them in the dishwasher.
Turbo Jaimie's VR6. I answered that in my video when I updated the car. It is going to get a turbo eventually. I want to drive it for this summer at least. CDs, records, MP3s. I still like CDs.
Could the Jags XHD live behind a trans brake? Brett DeLong, Brett's 3rd gen, and Mitch have been using them for like 2 or 3 years. Someone did ask about Brett's Don't BS Me 2.0. Will there ever be? Yeah, I definitely have to do that with him one day. I was thinking about it today, that I need to do like an entire interview in front of it in his garage. And we need to talk about the whole thing because it's incredible. So.
Oh, there's some really good questions in here.
Well, then maybe what you want to do.
Does Jaimie have any plans for new content for my channel? Yeah, I just plan on doing some more update videos on the Jetta and then kind of just going from there. I like this potato guy. He's kind of funny.
He's the best.
He's funny.
He is. That's someone literally earlier on was like potato?
Yeah,
Question mark. I'm like, hopefully he comes in here. I wonder if I can make the text bigger on this. It's wearing me out. No, not right now.
I have a question for you, Matt.
What's that?
What out of all my cars, which one is your favorite?
I don't know. I never drove any of them.
You've driven them around our parking lot. No, but out of all the which...
I'd have to drive them more. The RS3 is cool because it's brand new. I don't really... Probably just the RS3. I haven't... the Porsche is probably cool, but the RS3 would mop it up, so... Can you run a flex on the Terminator? Oh my god, yes. I did a whole video on how to do a flex on a Terminator.
Cameron,
and I would say...
I see you, Cameron. I know why you're writing that.
90% of what I tune is flex fuel Terminator cars. Not allowed to drive any. It's true. Ryan Jan... I don't know. Why are you asking me about Ryan Jans and transmission questions? Ask Ryan Jans. Don't bother Cameron.
No, we don't have really any adventures planned this year except for stuff with our son. As things are opening up, we want to get back out and take him places. We went to GTR World Cup.
Jaimie drives all nuts. He's just instigating. He's
Yes,
trying to
yes.
ruin our night. What's Jaimie's channel? Jaimie's Garage with an apostrophe. Is there any way to similar do Boost Builder? Yes, there's always ways. Does Matt secretly hate Euro cars? I think a lot of, especially doing her swap, a lot of it's cool. Like you're like, oh, this is a great idea. And then other stuff, you're like, why did they do this? But I think that can be said similarly about domestic cars too. They're not that bad. What I learned is the Porsche really is not hard to work on. The Jetta is really not hard to work on. It's just, it's a 91, so it's got like a brake line or two, or the master cylinder and the rear brake, or just dumb things. But then once they're all done, it's all done. He said it's not like they're a pain in the ass to work. Some of them are. Some of them aren't bad at all. You guys look great. I just set the alarm at my shop getting a tool for something I need at home. 4G63 Kia. I don't have a 4G for it. What did this guy say about being a heckler? If I want to show up to the dyno and make fun of you, where can I apply to be a heckler? I'll close the door on you.
That's one of the rules, is the door has to get shut.
I have to close the door a lot now. Other than that, I always say to people, they're like, is this, can I get tires here? I'm like, no. And they're like, whose dyno is this? I say, I don't know. I'm just so rude that they leave. And then they're like, can you tune this BMW? And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, who does the tuning? I'm like, I don't know. I just try my best to not be like, you have to go. If you didn't get invited here, you have to go. And if your friends invited you and there's too many of your friends, you have to go.
I think it's time to close up shop.
Yep, we're gonna close it out, boys and girls.
All right, thank you, everybody.
We'll see you later. I'm sorry that we could not stream at all from the real thing, but at least the phone pulled through. Okay, thanks, bye.